All right, welcome to the Sae Bae cast number 252 with Troh. Troh, how are we doing today?
Doing amazing right now. So happy to be here. Honored to be on the show.
Hell yeah. We were just talking for quite a bit already because you're also from
Mhm.
Oregon. We're both Oregonians. It's funny though, because you thought I was like from the East Coast or something based on like my first stream layout, which is just like super highly saturated yellow skin and just like the peak degen life. You were thinking I was like a partier. It's just complete opposite. I mean, just peak degen, camped in my room all day playing RuneScape. So
Dude, I just remember you. It was like the rave cave. It was like pitch black around you. You had like like primely cropped hair, like bleach blonde, and like you were so bright orange, and like you just had your like athletic gamer position and trance music or whatever music just
hell yeah.
blaring. And just grinding whatever it was. But yeah, I definitely thought you were like some kind of like Jersey Shore or like Florida, like just ready to go at any time. It blew my
That's
mind when I figured out you were a pale skinned Oregonian like me. So
yep. See, I didn't actually know you were from I would have guessed you were like Southern California. Just I feel like the more
ah,
like sort of hippie style, it feels more, and you feel like more outdoorsy too. So like it just seems like you would be somewhere in California, but Oregon still makes sense to me. And I feel like the more I've caught your stream, I'm like, yeah, nah, he definitely has that Oregon vibe to him, which is that's a good thing.
too nice to be a Californian.
Yeah,
But
that might be it too. Actually, that's a good point.
I am outdoorsy in the sense that I love a good isolated willow tree in the thickets of Gillinor and a good chop session out there. It's one of my favorite activities.
Hell yeah. Oh, and how did you get introduced to RuneScape? Because I feel like for Oregonians, almost everybody I've ever met said they found out about RuneScape through Miniclip, and Miniclip was like huge in elementary school.
Uh,
But let
Actually,
me
for
ask you.
me, it was in like 2004. I was
That
just
same year, yep.
a buddy's house, and his buddies were on it. I don't know how they found it, but it was just kind of the classic. Your friend shows you it, and I was already reading like tons of medieval fantasy books at the time. I think I was like 7 or 8. I could do the math, but whatever. It's I was like reading tons of medieval fantasy books at the time already, and he showed me this world, and he was wearing like this dark blue armor with combinations of other colors, and he's walking around through what I know now as Lumbridge, but uh, I was just like, this is the craziest looking world. It was like this fantasy world that I've been imagining reading these books, but now I'm like seeing this person actually walking around a real medieval universe, and it like blew my mind right away.
And were you only able to play it at your friends, or did you have a home computer at your place too?
Yeah, I had a home computer, but my parents were like super locked down about it. We
Uh,
had video game days.
uh,
So it's horrible. We could play like 4 days a week. And it varied. We had like a 5 day schedule before, but we'd usually get around 1 hour a day to five or to
yeah.
2 hours a day. And
Mm-hmm.
it just like built like this just raging fiend out of me who was just like shaking to get on RuneScape.
Bro, bro. And we used to, so I started playing 2004, just like you. I think it was, because what was that? 2004. So I was in fourth grade. So it must have been just about September of 2004 when I started playing. And my friend in fourth grade was just like, because I was playing Miniclip already, just playing like Bush Shootout. I don't know if you ever went on Miniclip, but they just had all these classic games like Heli Attack 2 and stuff, just these iconic games that I always remember. And but I always would see the RuneScape banner, and so he introduced me. We would call each other on the home phone and play, and
Oh,
it was just good times. But what's so interesting is like I just think back then I used to have unlimited computer time basically until I made the unfortunate mistake of like introducing my siblings to RuneScape. I was like, you guys got to play this. Like, this is so fun. And, so then they started playing, kind of started getting addicted. Even because I was 9, so that means my little brother was like 3. He was even playing. This kid's in like just graduated from diapers and he's just on there like, and
wow.
I remember this is just a super, super stupid thing, but I remember we taught my little brother some swear words, like when he was like 3 or something. And we taught him the
As
word.
good older sibling.
We taught him the word ass. Like we were just like, yeah, that means butt. And we're just like, it was, we couldn't like tell anybody that we taught him these bad words. But he started typing because we taught him how to spell ass. And so I catch him playing the computer as a 3-year-old, walking around spamming ASSSSSSS just a bunch and pressing enter. Like he was such a fucking gremlin, dude. Like what the hell? Anyway,
you can't blame him. It was probably the only word he knew how to spell. He just was like trying to communicate. He's like, this is the only word I know. So like, someone please connect with me.
Oh my God. Like I just wondered what was going through a 3-year-old's brain playing this game, just being, because I was clueless, but
yeah,
so
me too.
All that said though, I mean, as soon as I got my siblings hooked, it was just fighting over this one computer over and over and over until my parents got so sick and tired of it that they started locking down, and we had 1 hour of computer time a day. And my dad like installed this program. I think the program was called like iShutdown, and it would actually force the computer to log out after 1 hour. And it was pure prison. I mean, it was just so shitty. And then I would just obsess over RuneScape for the rest of the day. I couldn't not think about it. It was so bad.
Yeah. That was exactly how I was too. And like my grandma ended up moving kind of close to us at one point for a couple of years, and it was so funny because that was like my equivalent of going on a bender back then, because whenever I went to stay at my grandma's, she was like fun grandma who would let me do anything I wanted. So we would go to the store, stock up on shit food, and then I would play RuneScape at her house from 5 p.m. until 6 a.m. as like a 10-year-old. And that's when I would get all my gains in for the month, and then I'd go back to my 1 hour a day. And but that was like my turbo session. Anytime I got to go to grandma's, I was like, all right, I know I'm actually gonna make some progress in this game.
That is, dude. Okay, this just came back to my memory. My dad's side of the family all lives in like North Carolina. And we occasionally would take huge road trips out there. I mean, we're talking like a 50-hour road trip out to the coast for like Christmas. And we'd drive all the way out there. And I remember, I think it literally was 2000. I think it might have been 2005 Christmas, I think, is when we went out there. So I'd already been playing RuneScape for about a year. And I just remember, we were only already getting 1 hour of computer time, and my parents were very good at like, vacation, you can do whatever you want. And there was a fucking computer at this beach house that we were at. We were like at the Outer Banks, and we were there for 13 days. And I just remember I never left that beach house. Like I could have gone to the beach. I could have done anything. No, I spent fucking 16 hours a day playing RuneScape by myself that whole vacation. As like a 10-year-old kid. Like, and the best part was like I had some cousins that would like, they were just all so young, they didn't care. But I just remember some of my uncles were just like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like, go outside. Like, I'm like, nope. Like, I am gonna literally milk every second of this vacation right now playing RuneScape. So yeah,
that is like the most relatable thing ever. And what I love about that is like I don't know how many other people relate with this. I'm sure plenty of people have done this, but like, it's like that you didn't have your own personal computer. So like really any computer with an internet connection that you could somehow get on was like fair game. So like all of the strange computers that you would somehow become, that you would somehow end up getting on through your childhood to play RuneScape was like a bizarre thing. Like I could probably write a book about all the weird, fucked up experiences I've had on public computers just trying to play RuneScape. Like I remember I was on a trip with my family. We used to race dirt bikes, and we were on a motocross trip, and the hotel we stayed at this one track had a public computer. So I would go on it, and I'd always beg that we could stay at this hotel so I could play RuneScape at night. And one time I got on it, and this was my first time I ever was exposed to porn, because I like get on this public computer as like a 10-year-old, and there is like the biggest penis I have still ever seen to this day on the desktop screen, just like a file just sitting there. And I've had so many weird experiences trying to play RuneScape as a young kid, but yeah, I'm very proud to say I have my own computer now. I've come really far. I'm really happy. It's
Yep.
nice.
Getting my own. I remember getting my own. This is actually after I even stopped playing RuneScape, because I only played RuneScape for like 2004 to 2007, and then as soon as the Wilderness and free trade got removed, I was like, I hate this game. I'm never playing it again. And I didn't play it for 8 years, but I was playing like Minecraft and these other games for some time. And Guitar Hero, I had a huge obsession with that. I feel like a lot of Oregonians had obsessions with Guitar Hero. Were you one of those?
A little bit. I like didn't really have it. My parents never bought me
Mm,
anything, and the guitars were expensive, so
yeah,
my
yeah.
parents would never support gaming in any way.
Ah, see, that gets the
I know.
kid more addicted later on. Like
I know.
you gotta be more like open-minded. I feel like you can't be too
Agreed.
open-minded, but you gotta give them their freedom. You know, you gotta let them enjoy what they enjoy.
They
Um,
successfully created a lifetime addict.
yeah, and it was not quite as bad as RS Guy. I had RS Guy. He's like the biggest RS3 creator. I had him on a few weeks ago, and
Yeah.
he had the strictest childhood. I mean, he was able to play RuneScape for like 10 minutes a fucking week or something. It was like the bare minimum. And the only way he could gain more time is like by doing like super, super rigorous exercise. Like I can't even remember what he was doing. Something water based. It was like swimming or like rafting or something. He had to do some crazy thing just to gain 1 minute of extra computer time later. And he just almost killed himself doing it just to like squeeze in a little bit more RuneScape time. And now look at him. He's just completely, content creator, biggest creator, playing the classic RuneScape he enjoys. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yep.
Like, you cannot stifle this. He would
I
have been
agree.
like a normal No, he is a normal function. He's a great dude, and he's actually very talented. But like, if his parents wanted him to go down a certain route, he probably would have. But you got to give him some freedoms. You're
Agreed.
stifling it too much. No, but it's always cool kind of hearing people's history with it, because if you can't play enough, you're gonna eventually find your way to play it. And when I wasn't playing RuneScape, like when I had my hour a day, after that I would go and like make notebooks of RuneScape. Like I would imagine, like I would draw maps of RuneScape, and I would kind of like think of my own RuneScape that I would want to make when I was like an adult. Like when I grew up, like I wanted to make my own version of RuneScape. And so I had like all these journals. I mean, I kid you not, I had journals that were logged with like my different medals and like the swords you could get, and I'd have it like lined up with the levels and stuff like that. Like I need to go into my parents' house and like I need to search their attic and their basement and just try to find these journals. I don't know if they still have them, but that would actually be so cool to look back on. I think they have a few. But yeah,
Pretty
I had some
awesome.
weird fucking obsessions with RuneScape, and I could not get it out of my fucking brain. So,
Yeah, me too, dude. Same way. Whether it was like drawing things that looked like RuneScape, or
mhm.
like I have some notebooks that I don't have it, but I remember them like writing, trying to calculate in fifth grade math how much flax I would have to pick to buy a green Halloween mask. Like that's an actual equation I have wrote somewhere with like
That,
fifth grade handwriting. That would be amazing to like make my profile
bro.
banner or something. Just like yeah.
That is so sick. And you see, I mean, my favorite Reddit posts on the 2007 Scape Reddit are those ones that you see like a super old journal entry from some kid, and he's like talking about what he wants to do when he gets back from school on RuneScape, like what his goals are. So it's just written in like child handwriting. It's just like, bro, our brains were poisoned by this game at such such a young age. Like we're so in it now. We're in it for life. So
Yeah.
um,
Oh.
well, let's get a little introduction. I mean, obviously, we've gotten a brief introduction of who we are. I feel like we're very relatable. I mean, I'm sure many people listening have very similar experiences, especially if you grew up in the U.S.
Yeah.
So, Tro, you are a content creator. I've seen you streaming on Twitch for, it feels like forever now. But when did you actually start, and what is that looking like for you right now, like the whole content creation thing?
Let's see. It started in the content creation thing for me started in I want to say the end of 2017 is like when I first started putting stuff on YouTube. And that's like where it started. I really had zero experience with content creation when it all started. I kind of like crazy quick side note. I guess like what got me the confidence to make content, because I always loved playing the games, and growing up I did a lot of action sports, and I'd always make like ski edits and motocross edits and like different stuff like that, like videos with music, kind of combining like the style of your riding with the music, and makes this like kind of whole vibe. And I've always thought about doing it with games, but I was like way too embarrassed to ever like put myself out there, showing myself playing games. And I think like in today's cultural economy, it's not quite as weird to do this stuff. But what actually like broke me through that fear barrier was my mom and I. My mom is an interior designer, and long story short, she basically got a production company reached out to her to make a TV show for HGTV. So, and I like, for some reason, they liked me and they liked my personality and stuff like that. So they reached out to us, and we ended up getting a season for a show on HGTV, remodeling homes, which is what she actually did.
Oh, holy.
Yeah, so it was Mom and Me. That was the TV show. And we did one season, and that like I went from being like super insecure, and I was still pretty insecure by the end of it. I mean, not necessarily. I've always dealt with a lot of that, but by the end of that, or like almost a little over halfway through it, it kind of forced me to get out of my skin and just kind of like learn how to just like have a presence on camera and be unapologetic about it, because I kind of had no choice but to do it. It was like kind of like doing it for my mom. And then I was finally like, hey, I could just like do the same thing, but on the video games I like to play. So I basically just threw all my like pride, or I don't know if that's the right word, but shame, I don't know, like embarrassment to the wind. And I was just like, all right, let's just like start recording content and just doing this. And that's when I started my first series, which I guess was the UIM XP, the Ultimate Ironman Experience. It was like, looking back, like the videos are so fucking long, and the introductions are like 6 minutes each, going through everything for the episode and all the crap. And like, it's so funny. No one's attention span would ever survive that these days. And I use like the same thumbnail on like the first 12 videos. It's just like with a different number for like episode 1 through 12.
I'm looking at it right now, actually. Pull it up here.
The UIM XP, baby. But no, that was like, but what that series did was like, it kind of just like gave me like a free form way to just kind of express myself and play around with combining music with gaming instead of music with action sports. And I still really love that. I see like video editing as like a form of dancing, like the way the music with the visual goes together, it creates like this feeling of movement and flow. And I still love that. I've definitely not made anything recently because I have like crazy paralysis with making content. But that is something I'm going to be conquering here soon. But I'm kind of getting lost in the weeds. But yeah, so I started there. I did that. After the show finished, I had a little bit of money from the show, and my brother and I, Crab, some people know him, and we moved to Portland together, got our own apartment, and I just like went all in, full-time content creator. I had a part-time job at a pizza place just to like help pay my bills, and I was just doing nothing but playing my Ultimate Ironman, and it was super fun. I really liked it, but I think that's like kind of when I learned that it's like a dangerous game being a content creator, because it's really easy to become isolated and then have like mental health things come up and just get distracted and get kind of like stop appreciating what like you're really doing. And I kind of like fell out of it for a number of reasons. So I think I had like 2 years where I was pretty full time from start to then. And then the last 4 years, I've pretty much just been like streaming here and there, but mostly just working and doing the real life thing and just trying to like figure myself out. And fast forward to like 4 months ago, I started playing O4scape because it just like popped up, and I was like, oh, this looks like so cool, super nostalgic for me, obviously. And it was like I like started like getting really into it. I did like the 50 something agility grind on the monkey bars in Edgeville and was just going back and forth. And I was like, got ready to go out started doing a little bit of the wilderness agility course. And then I was like, all right, it's time I'm going to do like a huge rune crafting grind. I'm going to just like go huge. I'm going to make a beefy account on O4scape. But like, I like paused myself for like 1 second and was like, what about RuneScape? Because at that time I'd kind of been away from RuneScape for the last 3 years. I've like dabble on and off, but uh, I was like, I think I'm gonna go back to RuneScape and try PVM because like that's what it seems like what everyone keeps playing this game for. And I kind of just brushed over all of my RuneScape interests through this whole story. This was kind of more of like the content creator side of things, but I've always been more of a skiller. And I was like, maybe I should try PVM. Maybe that's gonna like draw me back into the game more. And yeah, that was 4 months ago. And just a month ago, I actually put my 2 weeks in at my job, finished with that, and I've been full time streaming again for like 3 weeks. Um, so that's where we're at right now, which is back on the full time grind, which is super awesome. I have money saved up from working over the last few years, and it just feels super super cool to be in this situation to just kind of not start from scratch, but I've been kind of away from RuneScape for a while, so it's super fun.
Hell yeah, dude. So yeah, I mean, there's obviously so many branches I want to take this off onto, but I guess first thing is like, it feels like I mean, because it's already very relatable, the sort of content paralysis. I feel like so many creators feel that, especially with like YouTube. Like you literally have unlimited freedom to make whatever you want, and just the sheer amount of freedom. And also, just if you've ever been on the internet, like as soon as you start putting yourself out there, I mean, you're gonna get people that will tell you how they feel about you, and it's just not a fun experience. And I feel like with putting out content like that, I feel like, at least for me, this could be different, but I feel like most of my content paralysis is like disappointing my audience, or like putting out something that people are just not impressed with or something. And ultimately, when you have that fresh slate, you don't have anybody to please. You can really just make whatever you want, and it doesn't matter. But I feel like as soon as you get to some point where you are recognized, it can just feel weird doing something that you wanted to do that's maybe different than what people knew you for. And I want to ask you, I mean, now that you're in this full-time streamer mode, I mean, are you going to be getting back on the YouTube grind as well? Or is that something you're still like brainstorming on?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's just stupid to stream full time and then not advertise your stream at all. Like, and I love making videos as well on top of that. Like, it's what originally got me into it in the first place. I had never even been on Twitch when I started making YouTube videos ever as a viewer or anything. I just started streaming because like I was like, oh, I guess this is like something content creators do, and I ended up getting really hooked on it. It's so much fun, and way lower pressure. But yeah, 100%. I'm gonna get back on YouTube. I need to. People are always talking about TikTok and kind of, how it's so great it is. And I don't know. I've done some research as far as like doing RuneScape stuff on TikTok, but it seems like as a way to like get your personality out there, it probably would be worth it. There's so much you can do to advertise yourself with video content, and I haven't even put my toe in the water yet since I've been back. So, yeah, I would say I am in that brainstorming phase. But I'm also at this point where like I've done a lot in the game now, and I have more than enough content where I could start making videos, and I need to just kind of just do it, and not content paralysis myself. But I think I don't know what the pressure is now. Like I think I've already let down my YouTube audience enough times by like starting with UIM, and then I did some WoW Classic videos, and then I did some more RuneScape videos, and then I went back to retail WoW and did some WoW Arena videos, and like so I've already been all over the place. My subscriber count, I've probably gained just as many subs as I've lost over my lifespan on YouTube. Like it's always just rapidly up and down. So like, and part of me is like, well, I already feel bad for my audience. There's probably nothing I could do to disappoint them. It's more of just like a feeling of like, how do I make something that feels like valuable now? Like that's what gets me stuck the most. Like, how do I feel like I'm actually putting something out there that like has a reason for people to watch it? Like, I don't want to just waste people's time. And I just feel like there's so much shit that I see every day. Not shit as in something that's bad. I just mean stuff in general. Like everyone is just getting so content blasted all the time. And like when I first started, it felt like I didn't have like, there wasn't like a ton of videos in my same space being put out there with like UIM content in 2018. and progress videos in general still had a ways to go as far as like implementing montage and implementing these different artistic styles to your video. So it felt kind of like open range of possibilities, but now like everything is so developed and like everything's good. There's like a million different progress videos out there. It's like, gosh, how am I going to make a video that actually brings something to the table for the people watching it? And that's kind of where I'm stuck. And like, I'm like hesitant to make like a classic progress style video. It's like, there might be a few people who enjoy that, but it's like not going to go anywhere. So it's like, I just love playing RuneScape for playing RuneScape. I don't want to play like Settled does and make these crazy ass accounts that are like extremely particular to play and meticulous, and like I just want to play the game on a UIM. I just love it. It's super fun. I don't want to do anything special with my account. I just want to play the game in a way I like it. So then it's like comes to the matter of like, okay, now how do I actually make a good video out of that? And that's like where I'm stuck now, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah, and I mean, I guess I'll push back on the classic series. I feel like still do extremely well. What it really is about is it's honestly about like being entertaining enough. And I already know just from the 20 minutes I've talked to you right now and the streams I've seen, I mean, you can carry like a conversation. Like it would be fun to listen to you ramble about RuneScape in like a progress series, and like you are passionate about it. So you already have that going for you. And I feel like what it really takes is just, I'm trying to think, because you already have that sort of niche of being a UIM. I mean, I think of UIM Loki. Have you ever seen his videos?
Yeah, rest in peace. So
seriously,
sad,
seriously,
yeah,
that's
so
it's so devastating. But
yeah.
all he does is just like grinds the game, sets himself a goal, and like he has no restrictions to the account. He's just playing it, and then he just talks about whatever he's doing, and those videos pop off. I mean, obviously, if you're a huge creator like Bodhi, I mean, I just watched Bodhi's last like hardcore episode, and I mean, that was a lot of progress, to be fair, on that one episode. But like they're just classic. Like there's nothing to it other than him just rambling on about what he's doing. And so I always feel like there's a space for that. But
yeah. Well, let me make a couple notes on those two really quick. First of all, like I don't mean any disrespect to any of the people making those kind of videos. Like they're great. It's more I'm intimidated to compete with the people already in the space, I think. You know what I mean? But I totally know what you're saying. Like Bodhi's videos, I'm so glad you mentioned his videos. I love his videos so much. Like he's started to implement some like, Blender little cuts and like cinematics and like some nice intro details. I don't know if that's like Jesse doing that or who's doing that, but his videos have always had like such an amazing flow to them. They're so simple, they're so snappy, they're so quick. Next thing. It's just like he has like amazing game knowledge. He's entertaining. Like his content is so awesome. It's such a pure, clean, simple form. Like I really love his stuff, and I just gonna just gas him up a little bit, I guess, for no other reason than doing that. But and then Loki, like Loki's content is so awesome too. I love like his grinds are just crazy. His account is just ridiculous. Someone else you also have had on the Sae Bae cast before, pre-searing. His account absolutely bonkers. Like watching those guys play their ultimate Ironman gives me a freaking aneurysm or something. Like it's hard. It looks terrible. I in no way ever want to have an account remotely similar to theirs, but it's amazing to watch. Like I'm so glad you guys want to have every single item in the game in your 28 inventory slots. Looks like a terrible time, but yeah, badass. Like you can get all your Grandmaster achievements and stuff. But like, yeah, they have like all the bisque gear, all the stuff, and it's like, I want to play. And first of all, I'm kind of divulging a little bit, but like that's one of my favorite parts of Ultimate Iron Man is because of how restricted you are on storage. Granted, we have a lot of storable sets and stuff now. What items you choose to keep is such a huge factor on how you can interact with the game world. And, whether you want to be someone who can like speed run PVM and do like really well, or if you like, for me, the way I see myself, as far as like long-term PVM is just have as much storable stuff as possible. But my pay-to-play Ultimate Iron Man's name is Minimal. And the reason I named him that is because like I want to play the game with as little as possible, but have the beefiest account. at the same time. And like it feels so simple. I love how simple the game feels when you just have a few items, but you have everything you need, and you just kind of make do with what you have. And that like figuring out how to get over those hurdles is like so much of the fun of the game mode for me. And it also feels like very what you choose to keep in everything. Like you're always wearing the same armor. Your character looks like your character because he only has like 3 things he can wear. And it's like it's very self-expressive. So I love all that about that game mode. But sorry, I'm divulging onto UIM. I love UIM, but to go back to Loki, his kind of content is really cool, and he's so far progressed in everything. And I don't know, like I probably could do videos like that. No, in no shape or form do I have the game knowledge that Bodhi has, or the account that Loki has.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, maybe I could do that. But one note I also wanted to make about Loki, which is something that I don't want to end up in this situation, is like he wipes his UIM and he makes this video and he's like, I'm not sure if I'm even going to be able to make videos anymore. His whole YouTube channel is built around this one account. And it's like, if he doesn't have this account, he feels like he can't even be on YouTube. And to be that pigeonholed sounds just terrifying to me. I would hate to feel like that, you know, like that is so overwhelming and scary. Like this guy's crushing on YouTube. He has a nice account. He gets good views, like a nice YouTube account. He gets good views. He has like good engagement, all these things. And then he wipes in game. No surprise, he had like 15 death piles going at once that he was doing for weeks on end. Like, oh my God, who the hell does that? These guys are crazy. But yeah, no surprise, he wipes. Too bad it was the death pile with his T-bow and every other freaking giga rare. But like so sad. But to hear that video of him reflecting on it and being like, yeah, I don't know if I can even make videos anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, dude, like that is so sad. I mean, your content is so much more than your account. At least that's what I would hope. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd probably feel the same way, but yeah.
I feel like I don't know. It happens with so many creators. Like they lean into something so hard and they feel like they may have hit a ceiling or something. I feel like, again, this is sort of projection on my part. Like you can lean into something so much, feel like you're kind of pigeonholed into this one thing, and you feel like you've already hit your ceiling and there's no going past this, and anything else you've done or will do is just never going to be as good. So it can just be very like, I don't know, just sad in a way. But I feel like Loki, I mean, dude, if he were to just make, and again, this always comes back down to like, what are you going to enjoy as well? Because you as a content creator got to find something sustainable. But I'm like, dude, if you just made a fresh UIM and started the journey over or something like that, and maybe had a little twist to it, that would go so hard. It really would. I feel like no matter what, Loki will be good. I think, and I've had him on the cast a couple times. I think it was the exclusive episode we did, just last one, where he tried out, like he tried to do like a league series for a little bit and didn't really pop off. I mean, leagues it's so brutal, that space for content creation, because it's like you're competing with like Solo Mission and Ditter Bitter and all these guys that are just taking it to the fucking extreme, that it's like, okay, it's going to be very hard to attract viewers unless you're pulling some crazy ranks or just you zipped up super far ahead, or you're already a super established creator. But
right.
I feel like
quick sidebar, that's how I feel about all of RuneScape right now. But no, keep going.
Yeah, that is part of the paralysis. I mean, 100%. In fact, I feel that same way whenever leagues does come by and I'm not playing leagues, I'm almost questioning like, why even stream? Like my viewers are cut in half. It feels like everybody just wants to watch leagues. And it feels like whenever there's an explosion of content that I'm not participating in, it can just be very anxiety inducing going live, knowing that like you're just doing the basic stuff where everyone else has jumped on the hype train of something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel it. And I know a lot of other creators feel it. I've talked to other creators, and it is what it is. I mean, it is a war of entertainment. It's like, how are you going to entertain? And that's when content creation get a lot more stressful, because people originally think, oh, you just play video games for a living. Like that's the fucking dream. And it's like, it's much more than that. It's not just playing video games. It's entertaining people for a living. Like it's tough, and it's always changing. It's always changing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big part of why I fell out of it the first time. I just kind of like what you're talking about. You feel like you get your ceiling, you feel like all these different things, and they're all probably just in your head. But that's all it takes to knock you out is just like, and that's why like my biggest mentality coming back into it now is, and obviously I haven't started making videos. I did a few YouTube shorts, but haven't done any like actual content yet. And, but my biggest thing coming back now is just consistency is key. Show up when you're supposed to show up, and just like make sure that outside of content creation, I'm like doing what I can to be my best self, you know? So I'm not showing up like hungover and fucked up or tired or whatever. Like I'm here for like for the stream. I'm here for the people, like as the best person I can be. And I just am going to just keep showing up, even like when I start doubting myself for whatever it is, like just keep showing up and just keep reaching to be your very best self every time. And we'll just see where it goes from there. Like, obviously, there's never a guarantee, but being here for sure has a better chance of something happening than me, like, going and getting stoned and stooping on my own for 3 days. Like, no doubt. So,
no, there's so much consistency. There's also the element of luck. I mean, it's just like if you have something pop off, or if you get shouted out by some, you know, big creator or something like that, those little bits. But like you'll never get those chances of luck if you're not consistent, if you're not like putting in the time and the effort. So yeah, totally. It's a strange world with content creation right now, but yeah. So I want to talk about free to play versus pay to play, because it sounds like you are pretty much just a UIM. It sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have any other accounts that you play?
No, I pretty much stopped playing my like normal main account in like 2017, and I've just been all UIM ever since.
And you have a free to play and a members, is that right?
Yep. Yeah.
Do you play them both simultaneously, or do you like?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, I always am playing both, and I kind of hate it, but I like am way too attached to both accounts to log out of one of them. Like I want to keep them both moving forward always, so I'm just like on this juggle right now of like find some kind of very AFK grind for one of them that can like move the account very forward while I do like an active grind on the other account. And then once that AFK grind wraps up, then the other account, I'll like find its next like AFK thing that can keep pushing it forward while I like process the materials I was AFK gathering on the other one to push that forward. So it's kind of like this juggle right now of playing them both. And like, I'm just, as I mentioned earlier, like getting into PVM for the first time and like learning CG for the very first time while also playing on a free-to-play UIM on the side the whole way through was just like way more of a headache than it had to be. Like if I could have just played the UIM and done CG, that was it. It probably would have been a little easier, but instead I was learning CG while also playing my free-to-play UIM, while also reading my chat, while also DJing, and it was just like this whole fucking, you know what I mean? Just like, it literally took me 51 deaths to get my first kill in CG. Like, it was so painful, dude. Yeah, it was hell, dude. It was absolute hell. And this is the first like month of me doing CG. I was working you know, full 8-hour days doing construction and then getting home and then playing that digital cocktail. And I was just like, and I was also like whacked off nicotine too. Like I actually just quit that like a month ago. Like I'm all exhausted from just sucking on Zins all day long, 6 milli lip pilly all day, just go. And then get home. I'm like, I can't work out because my veins are so constricted from all the nicotine. So I just get like, I walk my dog and then get right on. And oh my God, yeah, dude, talk about a shit show. I am so thankful that I finished CG when I did. It was unreal. Like super big shout out to Behe for featuring my clip on me getting the enhance, but I literally went full blown gorilla ape mode, picked up my computer chair, put it above my head, screaming at the top of my lungs. And like the first comment I see on the video for that clip is I almost threw my phone off the balcony to make that clip turn down faster or something like that.
Oh
like,
my God. Just flipping out.
And I can't blame these guys. I'm like, yeah, anyone who just saw that clip out of context is like, wow, I've never seen someone try to ham it up so much before in my life. But what actually happened was it took me 2 months to get 207 KC, which is when I finished CG. Super spooned, I know. But I had 380 deaths as well. So it was like,
oh my God.
Literally just 2 months of like nonstop, nothing but CG, dying like crazy. And yeah, so it was just the biggest relief ever. I thought I was going to be there for like 6 months, to be honest. And I was just going to become like the best CG person ever in the world.
I mean,
but like literally right when I started getting it and like was getting halberd kills consistently and like feeling good, I got the enhanced and I was just free. And I was like, all right, awesome.
I mean, it sounds like you were always just a skiller, though. So was this like your first real PVM experience getting into CG?
First ever, dude. I think I've done 10 Barrows chests in my life. Like that's
holy fuck.
That's it, dude. From when I was 8 years old, I just liked mining and woodcutting. And then when I came back to it in 2017, I got my first 99 on my main account, which I did 99 rune crafting doing steam runes, which is basically lava RC. That's like back in the day before menu entry swap or any of that. So like using like Windows hotkeys and screen markers and all the shit. And I like did that and like was looking at what my other skilling options were. And I was just like, man, like everything that I train in this game is just about making money. Like it's like I'm going to be more playing my alts to make money to level this account than I am going to be actually training the skills. And I was like, this is stupid. I don't want to do this. I really liked rune crafting. It was slow. Not a lot of people liked it. It felt like really rewarding to get that 99. So I was like, you know, I saw people like settled and just kind of had a tiny bit of exposure to UIM at the time. And I was like, that game mode, that seems fucking rewarding. And started on that and just like never looked back. But I went and just did pretty much all the gatherers. Like I have like 30 something or 35 million fishing XP and like 99 mining. I like the ones that I really enjoyed was like fishing, mining, wood cutting, all the different tick manipulation type stuff. I just love that. I have a bunch of other 99s too, but like those were the ones where I just was like, I love 3 ticking. And then I found 1.5 tick wood cutting and then I loved that. And it was just, that's what I always enjoyed. And PVM was just not interesting to me. It just, I just never tried it, I guess. So
was it just the idea that you like just skilling spoke to you, or was it almost like intimidation of getting into PVM? Or because I feel like some people don't like PVM because the reward is RNG, whereas skilling is it's like 1-to-1. Like you put in the work, you get out like the XP that you put in. Exactly. You're not waiting for a drop.
Yeah. That was probably part of the barrier to entry, but I'd assume the biggest thing was just that like I think I came to RuneScape from a pretty nostalgic point of view. And as a kid, like I always just loved the idea of like having these stats up, even though the highest I ever got when I was young was like, 86 woodcutting. And I thought that was badass.
Oh, that was for
like,
the time, dude. That was hella badass. If you're chopping if you were chopping U's, you were a pimp already. But chopping magics was just like, you're a king.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I thought I was getting a party hat once I unlocked magic trees, and then I realized how fucking slow that you got the logs. That was depressing.
Yeah, just don't think about it. Don't think about how bad it really is. Just keep chopping.
Yeah. Keep chopping. Oh, 1K.
Seriously. It was just being around those elite players, though. I mean, everybody around the U tree would have like their gnome scarves and their like cavaliers and stuff, and their dragon axes, and I'm just like over there like hell yeah, because I was a wood chopper when I was a kid. I never went into like the mining and the fishing. That wasn't just not my jam. So
yeah, I was mainly a woodcutter too. But that was like that squad that you're describing around the U tree is like kind of my roots of RuneScape. Like, loved the fashion, loved like having like some skills to flex on. Loved just like the beautiful immersion aspect of the game when you were young and everything was mysterious and you felt like you were adventuring. And I like kind of like feeling like I am my character in the game. And I think UIM's like really good for that kind of mentality. But you're just like a guy with your little stick over your shoulder with his shit in his little bag. But
actually, yeah.
But I'm getting derailed. I don't even remember what our
Well, I wanted to touch also on just so after your CG grind, and you did get the 6 armor seeds as well in that time.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now,
Oh,
I've been
so
spoon fed
awesome.
at CG too, so you don't need to like apologize to me. I got like 2 seeds, 2 pets, 13 armor seeds, and like under 500. So
To anyone
was
who's like
chilling.
listening to this, working like an 8-hour shift right now with like 800 KC at CG, and you're gonna clock out at work and then go home and clock back in at CG, I'm really sorry. Like to you, that is so hard, and you deserve to feel like your life is hard. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. There's actually probably a decent percentage of people that are listening right now that are actually in that exact position.
I
Have to
know. I feel so bad.
you'll have to let us know down in the comments, gentlemen. But I'm curious though. So after a full 2 months of suffering at CG, have you gained more appreciation for PVM? Or are you like, wow, I want to get on to the next boss, or like I want to go for this item now that I like have the confidence of having learned something pretty damn difficult. CG is not a walk in the park. I mean, it really is intermediate sort of end game PVM with the movement and just. I mean, and I don't know what your stats were at the time. Did you have like rigor and augury? I'm guessing not, because all you had done was barrows before then, so you're already at a disadvantage. But were your stats like max?
I So I had done 2 prep things. I did moons, which obviously is no benefit for CG, but that was like my very first PVM thing I tried. And then I did Royal Titans for the prayers. So I got the Royal Titans prayers.
Okay,
That's what I brought in there. And those are pretty baller.
Good.
They're not bad.
Yeah, they're good.
And my stats, so I did that like 35 million fishing XP, all barb fishing. So I had like almost 96 strength, pretty much all from barb fishing already, which is ridiculous. It was like 92 or from that. And then I had like a all above 80s combat stats. So that was pretty good there. And I ended up taking like a couple week break to focus on my free to play UIM. And while I was doing that, I just put the pay to play UIM at the sand crabs and got a bunch of XP up, ammonite crabs or whatever, before the gem boss. So,
yeah, I'm looking at
I had decent stats.
I'm looking at your stats right now. Minimal is such a cool name. Can I just say, like, that's such a cool name for a UIM. It's all like lowercase too, because that's as soon as you said that, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember years back seeing your account. For those wondering, MNIML, just all lowercase. Looks nice, but so
thanks.
What I am curious. I know I'm just going off on so many things, but what is up with the fishing? Is it just like that is your spot? Like that's like what you love doing, like post 99 skilling there at the pond? Or was it just for getting strength levels? Like what was the kind of like the goal?
No, absolutely not. No, it's definitely, I mean, I like there's no way to not bring this up now. It's just like skilling has like one thing that like is shared a lot with like skiing or even like riding motocross. It's just like it just puts you super in the zone, you know? You're doing the same thing. Oh, like we're not skiing and there's variance where you're at and all the terrain and everything like that, but what's this the theme that follows through with all of them is your brain is fully engaged right where you are in that moment and you're just locked in. And cut, eat, barb fishing is just like click intensive. You're just constantly flowing with it. There's a little bit of variance as far as where things are spawning in your inventory. And you can just kind of get lost in the rhythm, bumping good music, get some techno going. That's like when I first started discovering electronic music, really. And I was just loving it, man. I mean, maybe every here and there, I'd maybe smoke a little pot, maybe. Just get in the zone and just like, you just get lost in it, you know? It's just fun, man. Like the idea of having to go and do something else, like was so terrible to me. Even though I knew so badly, like I kind of like derailed my whole first series once I got to fishing because I was like, I don't even want to like do things in the game anymore. I just want to fish. Like this is awesome, dude. Like I'm happy here at the pond. I don't need to go anywhere. So that was just natural. Bro, that's what happened.
The cool thing is that is what I personally believe, that there is a huge audience for that on YouTube that want to see somebody unapologetically playing how they want to play. And even though it might, derail for kind of like the more normie style viewers that just want to see like, why aren't you doing the next thing that every other YouTuber does? Why don't you go do chambers now and whatever else now and this now? It's like, I think people can really, really appreciate somebody leaning into exactly what they want. I mean, if you were to literally, let's just say you had been making a progress series on YouTube, and then all of a sudden the next episode is you having gained, 12 mil fishing XP and like basically nothing else. Like, I think people would genuinely appreciate even just like light commentary on just talking about like your grinds and like kind of the plans and everything, even in a more sort of lull period. That is really something that people can enjoy. And those, even if it was like multiple videos, people enjoy the rambling aspect of it. So I don't know, man. I would say lean into it more and more, because I feel like we get too much cookie cutter stuff on YouTube these days, where it's just like people are just doing what they're sort of told, or like what the meta has been presented to them as.
Right. And I get so scared of like doing the meta, because it's like, oh, well, then I'm just like everyone else. And it's like, why would I ever get discovered? I mean, I definitely have my fears about trying to make like commentary on skilling and stuff too. A big shout out right now to Thurko. I've always kind of seen his stuff around, like his streams and stuff. He's done an awesome job making like a skilling 200 mil related series. I think his videos are like really well made. I don't know. Have you seen those yet at all?
Let me see. Because
like completing RuneScape or something like that is the name of it. I don't know, but he's done a great job. Like, he's made a video with like, he got like 4 200 mils in it, but it was like, it felt like a normal progress, like a normal, really well made progress video, and it was like entertaining and had lots of visual changes, and it was like, wow, I didn't even know this guy made videos. And then he like went off and made a really nice one, and I was super impressed by that.
Okay. Okay, first of all, thanks for saying this, because I mean, I've had Thurko was one of the earliest Sae Bae cast people, like guests that I had on, like way back, like 4.5 years ago. And knowing, okay, so yeah, like it looks like he really wasn't making that many videos, just kind of like basic stuff, sort of just like pulling up random videos, is kind of similar to what I do. And now to see that there's a full on like edited video of him like doing a 3,000 hours to finish these 4 skills, completing RuneScape number 2, like that is so almost liberating to see, because it feels like as if you already have an account, like you can't start making a series on it, because it's like people need to see the beginning of it. You know what I mean? Or like, how am I going to like get people wrapped up in the series if they didn't know like the lore of it? But this is just boom, this account's already hella fucking progressed, and now I'm just gonna make a random episode that's like,
I know,
this is cool. I actually just subscribed. I didn't know he was actually making videos like recently, so I'll definitely check that out. That's so cool, man.
He did a great job. Like, that's like the best skilling centered video I feel like I've ever seen. Those couple that he's put out. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's ones out there. Like, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Acid Soul. That's my boy. That's like the true ramble style shit that's not gonna get you discovered on any kind of scale. That's gonna pay your bills, you know.
That like, is not a bill payer. That's called like being a legend forever, you know. Like, you're just gonna solidify yourself as just, I don't give a fuck, and I'm just gonna ramble about whatever I want.
I am, exactly, for sure. So, but yeah, shout out Thurko, and Acid Soul, come back.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? A few years ago, I went on his Twitter and I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, just throwing it out there. I would love to have you on the Sae Bae cast at some point." I never heard any reply on it. I don't know.
You got me excited, dude.
The thing is like he came back on Twitter like years ago. Let me just look. Acid Soul.
Yeah, he made like a one like, "Hey, I'm okay. I've had these things that like make it hard for me to communicate now, but maybe someday I'll be back," or something. Blah blah blah. It's pretty vague.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe he'll still check his Twitter, but yeah, I've never received anything back. I mean, I never knew the guy. I was just a fan of his, just because how insane he was like at the game in the early days of like when skilling really was it. I mean, when we're looking at the first 3 years of old school RuneScape, it was people having 99 parties, and like everything was about like, how many 99s do you have? Like how cool, how built is your account based on levels? It just wasn't PVM. It just wasn't really a thing.
Right.
So,
no, so cool.
Sort of off topic, but you did say like you quit nicotine. I mean, how difficult has that been for you? Because I've luckily I've never like besides a few cigars, maybe like 2 cigars a year at most. I've never like smoked or vaped or anything. So I'm just curious, like, is that like a struggle?
Oh, dude,
Quitting?
it fucking sucks. Absolutely blows. Like I can't even understate it enough how horrible it is. And it's not even just the nicotine, because like now I'm like 4 weeks out of it. I don't have like the physical compulsion to have nicotine in my mouth anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I've been like an everyday, all day for like the last 4 years guy on it now, and I just found that like the nicotine has just turned me into like a getting by kind of person instead of like a taking it by the reins kind of person, because it's just like I've just continued to slowly transition more and more to getting all my satisfaction from just putting a zin in my mouth instead of like actually doing things that I feel happy about. Like it's just completely hijacked my dopamine system completely. Like it's just nothing really makes me feel okay except for a zin. Like, and if I want to do something I like doing, I need to put a zin in to really enjoy it. And it was just getting like super toxic, and I was getting like really lethargic from zinning. So like I couldn't it was like hard for me to do like an 8-hour stream, because by the halfway, like 5 hours in, I would just be like, I just like needed to lay down because I just was so nicked up. It was just like, okay, this is a very clear thing that I need to cut out if I want to be a content creator. And I feel like this brings me to like one of my notes I had down here, which is like the difference of like the 9 to 5 versus content creation. Like when you're doing a 9 to 5, like 80% of your job is just like showing up and just like having an attitude where you're ready to do stuff, but you just like have to show up and be there, you know?
Yeah.
So like it was never a problem that I was zinning on the job site. Like everyone does it. Like you're just trying to get a little dopamine in your day. But like with content creation, dude, like no one gives a fuck if you show up. Like you're out here competing with so many people. Everyone wants your job. Like it's competitive. It's like people think it's a privilege to be a content creator, and it 100% is. So it's not just about showing up and just being there. It's about like really being there and doing the best you can and being your best self, kind of like what I mentioned earlier. So I'm just like trying to, anything where I feel like it's me just getting by versus me feeling like really thankful for my situation and embracing it and making the most of it, I'm just cutting it out.
Yeah.
Because it's like the only option, it feels like. So yeah, long answer, but short answer, it sucks, but you should quit if someone's doing it. It'll be good.
Do you still get like the cravings? Are you just still on like that sort of like, oh man, I really want to do it again? Like I just get that next little bump of high, basically, or are you pretty stable?
No,
with
I definitely have it in just the sense of like I'm so used to just having external dopamine hits. So like it's not necessarily nicotine particularly, but I just like every now and again like I need that external nicotine hit. So like when I first quit, I got fridge cigs, which is the funniest term ever. I never heard it until I was drinking sodas on stream and someone was like, dude, those are fridge cigs. But I got like a full 12 rack of Mountain Dew Voltage and like a rack of Coke, and just like was just ripping 50 grams of soda or 50 grams of sugar per soda, like 5 sodas a day for like a week. Just like
Jesus,
one,
not even like the sugar free, just the full on sugar one. Because I feel like these days it's so easy to just go for the sugar free. It basically tastes like
I think I hit a sugar PR that first week I quit nicotine. I think I hit about 1,000 milligrams of sugar. It was incredible. I'm surprised I'm still not diabetic, but it was incredible. But no, I'm off that now. Now I'm drinking like Liquid Deaths, and they've got gum around, and you know I have some junk food cereal if I ever like really am craving it. But I'm trying to just taper away from it all. But it's just all part of like rebalancing my brain chemistry to not constantly need external dopamine hits to feel okay. So it's just a long process, I think.
It's the human condition, man. I swear to God. Like there's no getting away. It's like as soon as you get rid of one old habit, it's like a new one comes in. It's all about just like that balance. So it's like keeping yourself in check. Like just don't go overboard with it. And but it does feel like there are certain substances like nicotine where it's like I know for a fact if I were to ever start using nicotine, I wouldn't stop. I just know myself. I mean, even weed was so fucking hard for me to quit. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, I never like weed, I wanted to get to the point where it was like, okay, weed is like a weekend thing, like just once a week, maybe just get a little bit high
Oh
at night. But
God.
I could not do it. Like it was just, it immediately became daily. I just could
Yeah.
not do it every day at night. It was just like,
Oh,
Jesus, man. So I know I have that personality, and I am convinced that being a content creator and getting into like more like sort of just any sort of substance, like even like not like when I say substance use, it almost just sounds like super like illegal drugs or something, but just like anything that's going to get you. It's like you have to be so careful when you're spending so much of your time at your own place, not like going out being busy. You know what I mean? Because it can just like slip into like some really aggressive habits like quick, at least for me.
yeah. Agreed. 100%. And I totally relate on like it's either never or every day. It's a
Yeah,
challenge. Sure, man.
it's so goddamn difficult. So
Yeah.
it's just like keeping yourself in check, though. It's really what it's about. I wanted to touch on free to play and pay to play. That was something like I kind of failed to mention, because you play a UIM. What exactly is it for you? Is it just the fact that it's sort of that minimal aspect of that free to play gets you like that sort of hit of just like, this is the bare minimum, and there really is not much complexity to this game mode? It's like, here's the metas to it. There's very limited skills. There's very limited like methods. What is it about free to play that keeps you still playing that account simultaneously?
Um, yeah, I'll do my best to sum it up on the spot. It's like a deep thing for me to talk about, but definitely put like most simply, I think, you're hitting the part of the mark there for sure with like the simplicity of it. But I think it's just the raw aspects of the game that got me so into it when I was young. Like just in one place, simple, but just the raw character progression, like everything is slow, nothing gets done fast on a free to play UIM. There still is like some characteristics of like a pay to play UIM where like even though it is simple, you still have to be really clever with how you choose to acquire items, and really clever with how you end up filling inventory spaces because like for example, right now, while I'm doing a bunch of PVM stuff and I just started working towards 99 con on my pay to play, I'm doing flesh crawlers and I'm gathering 15,000 bone fragments, and every bone fragment is worth 180 rune crafting XP by using it as a trip to the body altar. And so if I ever wanted to like go do something else, now I have a permanent inventory spot with all these bone fragments. So like if I change my plans, I have 5,000 bone fragments with me right now, no matter where I go, what I do. And I have all these noted pure essence as well, or rune essence. And so it's like, if I decide to change plans all of a sudden, well, now I'm like 2 inventory slots weaker. So I like that whole strategizing and like trying to plan out everything long term. But yeah, to not get too into the weeds of tiny details, this is where I knew I was going to struggle to answer this because there's like so much about it. But it's definitely just simple, raw character progression with long-term grinds and like very clear landmarks for achievements. Like you get 89 smithing, you now have unlocked the best in slot weapon for life. 85 smithing, you get the best in slot axe for life. Those are super slow grinds. Like I'm getting 13,000 smithing XP an hour, and I'm currently 86 smithing. That's 3.8 million smithing XP at 13,000 XP an hour. Or like with rune crafting, I'm 71. 71 rune crafting, which is 850,000 XP. Well, I got all the way to like 68 just walking from Aubrey to the Earth Altar back to Aubrey. So I got like 650,000 rune crafting XP at 3,000 XP an hour,
Jesus
so it's
Christ.
like, it brings back that old feeling where like you used to be 8-year-old in Varrock and you saw someone with the level 80 and you were just like, yo, that is badass, dude. You have 80 whatever the fuck. Like, wow. Like, it's that same feeling on free to play to this day. Like if you see a free to play Ironman with 80 rune crafting, you're like, holy shit, dude, you put in the time. Like I'm pretty sure that Blobber Glub, that's my free to play UIM's name. You can't change your name as a free to play, so I just chose one really stupid because then I could never regret it because it was like I already accept it's stupid. But Blobber Glub, he oh fuck, I already just lost my train of thought divulging there.
How do you spell Blobber Glub? I'm curious.
BLOBBERGLUB.
All right,
Blobber
let's check this
Glub.
out.
No space.
God damn. 89. So how do you do mining? Are you one of those like efficient players that really does the metas, or do you kind of pick and choose sort of the things you want to do? Like how did you do mining and smithing?
Pretty much all. No, the meta is technically killing a metric fuck ton of ogresses and just getting a shit ton of law runes and nature runes, and then you go to the wilderness and you telegrab the nature runes that are on lava islands, and you world hop every 7 nature runes. So telegrab 2 law runes for 2 nature rune spawns. That equals 7 nature runes. You world hop again, and you just do that infinitely until you have like 100 and something thousand nature runes.
And then you just
horrible
superheat.
Meta. Yeah, I love superheating. The superheating is super fun, but I hate world hopping.
Yep.
That is like a no-go for skilling for me. If
And
there's
it's
world hopping,
wilderness fucking world hopping. That can be no worse than that. Oh god.
Yeah, and imagine doing that with 30,000 law runes in your inventory that you just spent 2 months at Ogresses collecting. Like, it's like, no, thank you, dude. So instead, I did all my smithing. I think I got to 81 killing ogresses, and I would grab the rubies, and every 4 rubies I got, I would go make 4 rings of forging, and then I would mine iron and then smelt them in a furnace, and then, obviously turn them into iron plate bodies. So all my mining experiences from mining pure essence and mining iron ore, pretty much. So,
Okay,
and all the stuff I'm mining, I'm refining. I'm not just power mining at all. That's all, for the purpose of refining.
So I have 2 questions, and this is something I bring up with free-to-play players. One, are you opposed to or for adding agility to free-to-play? And
shit.
Number 2 is, what is an update you would want to see come into free-to-play if you could have any update? It feels like a lot of free-to-play players, I think of, just the classics like Tanner Dino or Automelogy, like it feels like they're very against anything new coming into free-to-play. They want to keep it as old school as possible. But I'm curious, like, is there anything you're like, wow, like if this was in free-to-play, it would be a fucking game changer and I would love it.
Right. What was the first question? It was
agility. What would you want agility in free-to-play? Yeah.
I mean, I would never ask for it to be added, to be honest. But like, if it did, fine. I guess we have another mellow skill to train. But no, I would never. I wouldn't. I'd prefer it doesn't come into the game. But
because like
there's already plenty of stuff to stay.
It would just be the Falador course would be like the highest course, right? Like it would literally just be like going to like Draenor to Alcarid, Varrock, and then just literally Fally at level 50 all the way up. Jesus Christ, that'd be hell.
Right. Yeah, and
Falador course is the worst too. I hate that course. God.
Yeah. I don't even remember it. It's been so long, dude.
Bad,
I haven't made any alts, so. But yeah, and what I love about so many of the free to play skills is like they kind of require you to go across the game and like especially as a UIM where you have to process everything in one inventory. You can't like bank your ore and then go smelt it another time. So you have to constantly be figuring out how to like traverse the game world to like connect the different checkpoints together for every skill, which is like really fun and it makes it feel really cohesive. And the free to play world is like really small. So I always play on 434, which is a forestry world. So I'm always seeing cute noobs and I'm seeing like the same people all the time because it's such a small world. I love that like whole immersion aspect. But agility would feel, I guess it would feel like it would still feel true to that immersion of the world because you're in these local areas and you'd probably see the same people running the course all the time and all that. But I just don't think it needs it. Like free to play is already an infinite game. Like you could never finish it. So I don't feel like we need to add another super slow skill to the mix. But and then the second question, would I add anything to free to play? That's such a hard one. Probably not, but there are like some challenges with free to play. Like I think that the prayer meta sucks. I hate the prayer meta. It's just world hopping in the wilderness. It's so stupid. You literally just do double hop until you hit hop limit, and that's like 18k XP an hour. And then after you hit hop limit, it's like 9k an hour. Just if you stay on one world and just pick up all the bones there and go in a circle. So I wouldn't mind, I guess, maybe that meta being reworked, but ultimately, like, I wouldn't ever ask for any changes to free to play. But like, if I had to make a change, maybe I would like figure out a way to make prayer a little bit more interesting, because once there's a meta established, like that's what all the best players are going to do.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't care for that. I pretty much, that's like part of my code nowadays is if there's shopscape, if there's world hopping, or if there's alting, I'm fucking out. No, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I have to do it, but
you're like me.
Yeah.
Would you be a fan of skill capes even if there was no perks? Or is that like,
I mean, if there was no perks
to free to play?
No, if there was no perks, I don't care. I think they look kind of bad anyway. So for the most part, I don't know. I mean
imagine
maybe
a UIM with like free to play UIM with a RuneCraft cape. That'd be pretty badass.
Badass, but it's almost more based that you can just be this super newbie looking guy
and
with a
just
rune
have
plate
it and
skirt on.
The person has to look you up to see it. Like, geez, yeah, no, that's right.
They'll never even know. Yeah, exactly. And then they're like, "Oh my god, you've spent 4,000 hours fucking mining pure essence. That's crazy, dude. Like, you're fucked in the head."
now, do you? It sounds like you love at least some forms of tick manipulation. I feel like So one of the things that like free to play has is like the reindeer hat and the snow and stuff.
Yeah.
And they've just never been able to just get like the traditional knife log or anything like that. Are you opposed to that as a player, or would you be like, oh, if they brought something like that into the game, like a knife log, you'd be like, all right, whatever, that's okay.
Like if it's situationally, like let's say you got your way and you got your gnome cube into the game.
God, please.
Should that be free to play or not? Like,
I'm just well, even beyond that.
No,
like,
I know.
And the thing is, like at this point, I'm like, we don't even need the gnome cube. All we need is that fucking fletching knife to actually function, so that Salastra's bark just fletches one tick faster. Like as soon as that's in place. God, like it'll be a total game changer. Yeah, like the fletching knife can be wielded, and then you would just have to do a one click and it could turn into a 3 tick. And that just like if they were to have just done that for that update, I would be so fucking happy. But let's just ignore all that and just say traditional knife log. If that were to be introduced, would you be okay with that, or would that like destroy metas and be like really bad for free to play in your opinion?
I think it would simplify some things. And it probably offers some power mining options for non-Ironmen, but obviously it's hard to look at from where we're sitting right now, and like for me to flush out every single method available, I'm sure it would affect things that I'm not thinking of. But I personally love the reindeer. I love the snow. I'm actually doing snow plank make for Mahogany Homes right now on my pay to play.
Snow plank make. What?
Yeah.
Explain.
Yeah.
I've never.
Well, I saw you have like a two tick plank make video. So yeah, it's at Prif. I'm doing it at Prif because the forestry things, the trees don't fall down, so you can kind of just chill there. And I just started doing Mahogany Homes. So simultaneously, I'm getting a shit ton of crystal shards to charge my armor, but also the biggest thing is like, I'm not quite ready to do a 1.5 tick plank make yet. Like that's so gnarly. Have you ever seen gameplay of that?
No, I mean, I've done like the 2 tick plank make. Have you seen that video of me? It's still at Fossil Island. It's doing the 2 tick, but it's with no knife log. I think.
Wait, how are you 2-ticking at Fossil Island? Yeah, no, I saw it on your page. I didn't get the chance to check it. I wanted to look at that though.
So I love this method because it's the same thing. I made a video just recently of Camtorum mining. It's the same situation where, at least with Camtorum, if it's any mining method, it has to be an addy pickaxe. And the same thing with like free to play. If you were to go to the Pure Essence mine with an addy pickaxe, you can actually 2-tick the mine because you're basically going
that's
back
how
and
I
forth.
do it there. Yeah,
okay, so you already know that movement.
Yeah. No, I do that.
Bro, if you already have that down, it's the same fucking thing at player grown trees. It's the same
thing.
Yeah.
With any axe?
With any axe, because they're all 4-tick. Every axe is 4 tick. The axes are just the success rate. So like the higher the axe, the higher the success rate. So any axe can be used, and it's the same thing where like you're standing adjacent to the tree, you click it, and then the very next tick you move, and then you click the tree again, and then you get a chance at 2 resources.
No shit, I didn't know it worked like that.
Yeah, but it's only player grown trees. It's not just any tree. It's just got to be the player grown ones.
So what's the difference then between the 2 tick and the 1.5 tick where you're knife logging?
So I mean, it is what it is. So it's like it's a chance at 2 logs every 3 ticks versus the chance of 2 logs every 4 ticks. So it's slower.
Okay, got you.
But it takes no knife logging whatsoever, and you can actually plank make very simply as soon as you kind of get that muscle memory down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because yesterday on stream I was practicing 1.5 tick with plank make at the Fossil Island trees. And it's just so unbelievably sweaty trying to do that. Like, that's genius, dude. I did not know you could do it like the Pure Essence mine. I might have to look into that. That is incredible. That's better.
I'll link you this too, but I actually want to pull this up because this is Jesus. 4 years ago I made this.
Wow.
I need to just click this really quick and just so
okay, I'm watching it.
It just straight up is like you don't need any knife log. It's just super fucking chill. You just have to know the method inside and out. So like if you're on cycle, because I feel like if you were a complete noob at tick manipulation, this would be extremely confusing because as soon as the trees chop down, you need to know how to get back into the cycle. You know what I mean? Like you always have to stand adjacent first, click the tree, and then get into the cycle. But yeah, it's just exactly this.
Oh, that's incredible to think. It's only a 0.5 tick loss to have significantly less carpal tunnel.
Oh yeah, no, it's so chill. I literally love this. The only thing I fucking wish genuinely is if the forestry update had actually made it so that player grown trees act the same as like these other trees as well. So like it actually does have like a just straight up static time, you know?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. I think that was probably an integrity thing that they didn't do that because
it definitely was. It would have just jacked up the rates of 1.5 ticks, and the people that do 1.5 tick teaks for like competitively would. I mean,
pissed.
Yeah, they'd be pissed, but it's because there's so much strategy involved, like low key strategy of like knowing which tree to go to if one's chopped down or not, you know. And as soon as that gets interfered with, it becomes much more simple, and which I think some people could like because the XP rates would increase, but at the same time, anybody that like got used to it and does have something to show for it would be like pissed. But I mean, because they came out with like those felling axes, which just straight up jack up your XP by 10%. Just use the forester's rations. I wonder how they felt about that, like those high tier skillers. But yeah, this is a sick method. This was just great. So
I'm still watching it. I love that. That's kind of a mind blower. I don't know. I'd be curious to check that out with Teeks.
You could do the same thing. And it's stuff like this. It's like a video, like a method like this just goes to show you don't need to break your wrist to have some enjoyment rhythmic skilling, because you can add complexity to it. Like the plank make is adding complexity to something. Yeah. And even just this 4 tick pattern is so satisfying. Like once you're into it.
Yeah, I love it with mining Rune Essence on my free to play. It's so fun. It's just like such a nice little flow, you know. It's small optimization. You get 2 essence drops every single time, 2 pure essence, and it's just like Rune Essence. Yeah, so satisfying. I like being engaged with the game. I don't like and having some kind of a rhythmic form of therapy going on versus just like staring at it or whatever.
I'm totally with you, dude. Okay. So free to play. For me, free to play is just never something that's like enticed me. I think there's just too many reasons why I wouldn't want to do it, and even just the infestation of bots and just random, the sheer competition you have is just obnoxious. It feels like.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just. I guess for me, it's just about like having the highest, or I should say the lowest XP rates in the game, combined with just like the simple universe or the simple world you're in, with the kind of everything is cohesive and then it's full of nostalgia. And then all that combined with just building an absolute titan of an account under like the gnarliest restrictions and the slowest methods available. It's like so impressive to me. It's kind of like it's like the Kung Fu master, you know, he's just like the 70-year-old bald dude who sits down in the dojo all day. And then like the super jacked guy comes up to fight him. And then like the old 70-year-old just kicks his ass because he's just like the dojo master. That's like the free to play guy to me.
Oh my God. Yeah. Dude. Have you ever heard my, like I've had so many Sae Bae casts where I bring up this idea of like hardcore UIM, but it's basically, UIM, but like on steroids. So it's hardcore UIM, which means you can't die, but beyond that, you can't own a POH, you can't build stash units, and you can't ever have a looting bag. Like just looting bags are not a thing you can ever have in your inventory, and you can't die. So you have 0 suicide storage, you have 0 POH to store anything, and you can't store anything in a stash unit, and you can't die because if you die, you lose your account. So it's like, or you would just
it's like nightmare mode in that way.
No, it's not nightmare mode. Like you could still like, you know, obviously take, you know, damage or whatnot, but like you're just
right.
You're just a hardcore UIM. As soon as you die, you revert to normal UIM. But like, let's be honest, if you revert to a normal UIM, you're just fucking quitting the game mode. You're just like, you're over. Like, why am I going to continue this?
This is something we talk about on stream all the time. But like, yeah, like if you revert from this game mode you just described to a normal UIM, it's like, hey, dude, you just gained like 150 bank slots immediately.
Yeah. But this is the one thing they would have to do to make it super extreme is like you lose every. I mean, I'm pretty sure that already is the rules. If you die on a UIM, well, no, I take that back. If you die in the wilderness on a UIM, you lose like fucking everything. But
well, you just can't bring anything with you to Lumbridge ever. It's always stays in your death pile.
Ooh, I see. That's how it works.
That's how that works. Yeah.
Okay. So would you be interested though in a super masochistic, sadistic fucking mode like hardcore UIM? Again, 0 POH, 0 stash units, 0 looting bag, no suicide storage, no Hespori storage. You can't suicide death piles or anything. It's just straight up your fucking inventory and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it'd be epic content. I think it'd be really fun to see what accounts and what people did with those accounts. I personally just would never play a hardcore anything. Because one of the things I love so much about RuneScape is like the progression of the account over the course of like a long period of time. Like I think it's just the fact that I know all the time I'm putting in now will always be there down the road. That's like a core aspect of why I love RuneScape. So I could just never play a hardcore in general. But that said, like, yeah, I mean, fuck it, why not? That'd be super fun to watch. And there's a lot of people who play UIM, and it's been this way ever since I started playing one in 2017, or the end of 2017, where everyone's like, you know, there's been lots of discourse over all the like subtle storage containers that we're getting with stashes, with the POH, with new items going in the POH. Like, it's just like constantly we're getting these little things trickled in. And it's like always a point of contention among the UIM community. Definitely the general population, I think, is leaning more and more towards like they don't mind these little subtle storages being added. And it's way different than it was when I started playing the game mode. But I do think that there'd be hardcore players who would be really happy to see that game mode because I think a lot of people want it to be that way. Personally, I actually think that where UIM now is like really fun because the game's evolved so much and there's like millions and millions of items and tons of different content. And the way they're like making the game now, they're trying to make every piece of equipment useful in like one way or another, like with different bosses being affected by different things. So even though we have gained like a significant amount of storage compared to when the game mode came out, we still probably can only have like I think the best way to say this, but like when the game mode came out with our 56 inventory slots between looting bag and normal inventory, you know, we could say we could maybe have 2% of all the items in the game. Well, now with how many items have come into the game and how many items are useful, even though we have way more storage, we can probably only have like 1.5% of all the items in the game. So like relative to items in the game, we have less storage than we used to. I don't know if that makes sense. It's kind of
yeah. No, I think it does make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you say that because it's the same thing with normal hardcore Ironman. I feel like I'm always questioning. I'm always asking people that play like default hardcores. Like Mutts. I asked recently. I was like, would you ever want hardcore to become more hardcore, whereas like it has the group hardcore restrictions where like Chambers is dangerous and Inferno is dangerous? And he's like, nah. And even Lake was like, nah. Like they enjoy the fact that hardcore is almost like mid hard. It's just like kind of like a medium hardcore where there are just completely safe areas where you can just relax and enjoy yourself for a little bit. Like Chambers is one of those grinds where like you can die as much as you want as a hardcore. And I feel like it's not true to the game mode in a sense because you should lose your status if you die, but at the same time they like where it's at. And I think UIM's that same thing where yes, it's gotten much easier and there's like a lot of nice conveniences, but ultimately people that play are like, I fucking like it how it is.
Yeah, right. And there's no doubt the people that like want to see it as hard as it can be. They're 100% a huge group of people that feel that way, and I don't blame them at all. But yeah, for me, probably not. What I tend now, speaking of hardcore though, you guys, what is freaking T Papa and Tasty talking about the hardcore worlds.
Yes.
Like classic servers, classic hardcore servers. That's fucking gold, dude. I'm thinking, but it's not. I'm thinking not even Ironman. Like normal trading accounts, hardcore, contained within its own world.
Yep.
And if you die, you fully reset everything to scratch, your levels, everything. So then the whole economy is based on this hardcore world with like true group Ironman hardcore type hardcore. So like every item, like the economy is so crazy because all the dangerous stuff is going to be worth so much. And like, I think it would be such a fun ecosystem to see a true hardcore world like that. That would be, I think that would go insane.
Amazing. It would go insane. So amazing. And like, dude, the fact that like, you know, you think of a Tebow, how expensive would a Tebow be on this world? And
oh my God, right?
And then you get one, but it's like, even using it is just risky as fuck because if you die with it, it's gone. It's just gone from the game mode. And like, it would just be such a fascinating server to be on, knowing every single person you see is a hardcore. Every person is playing the same rules. Don't die.
Yep. Yeah. And then the Iron Man thing becomes like kind of irrelevant at that point. I think it's more fun with an economy.
Yeah, it's so much more fun as everyone's a main. Don't even do the Iron Man bullshit. Just don't.
It's just hardcore RuneScape. Like, that's it.
I would fucking kill for that. Again, I always have to add that one caveat, which is just the one problem with this mode is the fact that people would be encouraged to DDoS. Like they would be encouraged to shut worlds off, you know, just bad actors, because you'd see some account. And so the only navigation to prevent something like this is to have Jagex pour in a bunch of resources into these worlds and just say, hey, if we know for sure that a world was hit offline, we will do a rollback. So meaning like if you're playing this world, if you're playing this server, you always have to know that a rollback could be happening, because that's the only way to like really keep that integrity. Is if worlds truly were maliciously attacked, you have to roll it back. And that would mean everybody gets rolled back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I like that. Having some kind of protection. Absolutely. Yeah. That'd be huge. Like if it's your own ISP, obviously you're on your own, but you're like fucked. In that way, 200%, dude. Like that's another thing, like with playing hardcores. It's like, imagine fucking 4,000 hours of time just gets eliminated because of a server issue or something. Like fuck that, dude. No interest to me. On these hardcore worlds, I'd feel a little better about it because it's like, everyone is that. Everyone's playing the game mode knowing they're probably going to die and have their account deleted. It's just for the fun of being a part of that whole ecosystem that you're doing it anyway. It doesn't really matter. Like in WoW Classic or the classic hardcore servers, they do the mock garage or however the hell you say that, where like everyone gets to 60 and then they all do a duel to the death and whoever's the last man standing wins. Like, I love that shit. That's so cool. Like, that's so fun. So.
And I would be, because people were like, oh, they should have like increased XP rates or something. I'm like, no, don't touch any drop rates. Don't touch any XP rates. Keep it very, very old school. We're like the people that want to, for example, have their fun experience, that exhilarating hardcore experience, that want to experience, let's say, like what we experienced as children, going out to the Varrock wilderness ditch, you know, in the eastern part of Varrock, and going out in the little multi with your fire strikes and stuff. Like, I find that would be one of the most like attractive things to more casual players, is like reliving that experience. And if you die, you have to restart account. So like there's much more at stake, but ultimately you can always just build up an account really, really, really quickly, head back out there and just have a blast. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you increased XP rates or increased loot or something, it just wouldn't have that same appeal. And I think there's something to be said about keeping everything truly classic. And I don't know, man. That just like that sounds so fun. Holy
So
shit,
fun, dude. Yeah, we could totally get on the weeds with like talking about like the intrinsic value of the game and like how skill rates and everything affect that and whatever. And like that's been like the classic skilling discussion ever since old school's been out, of just like devaluing skills and how it's going to make the game feel less impactful. And now we're like, you know, super far down the road of that. And like, we've seen a shit ton of stuff devalued. And I'm sure that there has been a big impact on the skilling community as a result, and like people's interest in skilling as a whole. And so like, I don't know if like, yeah, having increased XP rates is a good idea or not for that hardcore server. 'Cause it does sound a little crazy to think of doing like, you know, tons and tons of hours to get up to doing a lot of that content skill wise. And there's also the discussion of like clans and muling. I'm sure that would become huge. Like, so you could get your items and then start stashing them away. So when you die, you have like a quick rebuild or whatever. Well, yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. But
the cool thing about like a slower progression is the fact that if, let's just say they were to just crank up drop rates and crank up XP, by the time 2 months have rolled around, everybody's just fucking pulling sites back to back to back, and and they're just everybody's maxed, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? And so it just becomes this Toontown slush of like, I don't even want to be here. And so it's so much cooler having that traditional progression, because if you max on that game mode, you're like, Jesus Christ, like, okay, like this guy's a fucking pimp, and he's putting exactly as much time as we know it takes to max. And I think there's just much more longevity with that kind of game mode, and then knowing, like, I don't know, everything has that sort of iconic value where it's like, if you pull a scythe, you know this isn't Toontown mode. Like, whenever I see leagues, by week 2, people are just having these crazy psychotic scythes that are just going around. I'm like, not playing the league, you're like, I don't even know what's happening, but that thing probably took you 5 minutes to get. Like, I just don't even know. Like, did you just get lucky? I have no idea. But yeah, so I think
I totally hear you.
They'd have to stay true to that, just for the sake of longevity, because this isn't a temporary thing. This would be a permanent, ongoing world that's just continuous.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think you're 100% right. That would give it the best feeling. And like WoW hardcore servers, I think, are the same way, right? They're like true classic.
Mm-hmm. Now, again, if it was just a temporary thing, yeah, crank it all up. Fuck it if it's hardcore, but that would just be weird.
True. Yeah. I guess that is a good thought. Like, is it temporary, or is this just like a permanent server anyone could always log into? Yeah. I think it would make amazing content, dude. It'd be so fun to watch. Dude, it would be so fun.
I just think of the PKers getting on board too, and like ruling the wilderness.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Wildy would be so scary.
Dude, it would just be insane, because you have to be fully geared out there. You have to. You can't go out naked. You'd have to bring every bit of your value.
Exactly, because it's gonna die. It's gonna go away anyways.
Yeah,
so
it's a wild, and you would genuinely see somebody out in the wilderness, and you'd be like, "Hey, like, let's not fight. Like, let's not risk it." You know what I mean? Like, there would be these little face-offs where it's like, should we just? Like, you know, like, there's so much more at stake. And if you had some like clan versus clan, imagine that, dude. Again, I've said this in an episode, but like back in 2018, when I was like full camping revs degenerately, like I was out there, and you know, some clan would overtake the rev caves, and we would all have to get into voice, gear up, and overtake them. And so what was happening is you'd go out into the middle of that rev pit and just fight. And then when you die, you just got to teleport right back, fight. And it's just this constant cycle of like, who's going to get bored first? Whereas if you die and you lose your fucking account, you're locked out. Like, there is so much more strategy involved. You cannot be just rushing in and ragging people. It's straight up full strategy. Figure out what the tech is. Get your like reinforcements into a certain position where you can roll in like all at once. Like, I don't even know, but it would be insane.
Agreed. Yeah, it'd be so cool. Yeah, everyone you just have to play different when you don't respawn.
Yeah.
So.
Holy fuck, man. Anyway.
Sick. Yeah, well that's a tangent, but yeah, I had to bring that up because ever since I heard that podcast, I was just like, yeah, that's a cool fucking idea. I like that. People are talking about like, what should we add to the game next? Like, should we add a new game mode, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know about like an actual game mode, but like that sounds fucking fun. That sounds really cool. So
it does, man.
Yeah.
I really hope they do it. Okay, so one of the things we need to touch on is the kind of new age RS goals. This was something I was brought up in the notes, that we have. And kind of like the Clog style, the Clog play style and the combat achievement play style that have kind of like invaded into like almost kind of like in so many positive ways, it has given people like reasons to play and have these like super long-term goals and stuff. But at the same time, for those that more liked the sandbox feel of the game, it feels like there just is more like almost like forced progression in a way. Like, okay, now you have to do all these things. So what are your thoughts on it? And yeah, I want to hear it.
Yeah, I think it's like so interesting. I put those in the notes because since I came back to the game, I haven't been watching like a ton of content over the last 3 or 4 years. Just every now and again I'll watch Settled or whoever. But yeah, it's kind of mind blowing. Like now that I've come back, it's like everyone has the collection log on their radar. Like everyone is looking at that now. Everyone's like, dude, why did you just miss that random? And I'm like, what do you mean? Why did I dismiss that random? Who the fuck wants to go do freaking the bee catcher dude or whatever? Like, and they're like, well, you got to get the clogs. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like it's all because I've never cared about like getting all the little, because I play UIM. I drop everything anyway. So I've never thought about it, but it's just been mind blowing to me coming back because it seems like it's a super prominent aspect of just enjoying the game now. I mean, everyone is paying a lot of attention to it. So I guess I put it in the notes just because I was almost curious more to pick your brain about it because I don't have like a ton of thoughts on it. But I do totally agree with what you said where it's like it's brought a lot of like reason to play the game. I think for sure it's probably been amazing for mains because now mains can actually feel like getting a drop matters instead of just, that drop is a monetary value and that's all. It's done. Yeah. There you got. Now you have 2 more mil, dude. Congrats. Now it's like, no, like I actually just green logged this zone. It's super cool. So I think that's really cool. And watching like UIM Loki, it's kind of opened my eyes to like, oh, this is cool on a UIM. Like, because we drop everything and you forget about so many of the items you ever had. So it is cool to have that as like kind of a history thing, kind of to look back on what you've done. But yeah, I just wonder what your thoughts are as far as like how that's affecting the game. And like maybe, is this like people, like new players coming to RuneScape? Like, is the combat tasks and collection log like the main thing that they're going to focus on? Like, is this RuneScape now?
It's weird. I mean, I wouldn't say new players focus on it too much. I think you start getting those little drips though really early on because collection logging is something you're going to start seeing like immediately. I think collection logging overall has just been a massive success for the game. I think it is a good overall good. I mean, I think there's just a few different things that are a bit weird. Like one is when people green log things, they don't want to see an expansion. Like one of the things that we saw year after year in the early RuneScape was like clue scroll expansions. It's like, here, we just came out with a bunch of new cosmetics, a lot of cool random shit that nobody really cares about, but at least it's there, and here you go. And if they were to now have a medium clue scroll expansion, just a full-on clue scroll expansion where new cool cosmetics are brought into the game, people would uproar. People would have literal meltdowns on Twitter because their green logged medium clue thing is now not green logged, and now they have to go do like 3,000 more medium clues to re-green log because even if 5 new items come, even if 1 new item comes out, it fucks everybody over. So that's one of the downsides with clogging is people's obsession with having completed it. So it's just completely subconscious. It's like it's a collection log, but people treat it as a completion log. And so they want the completability of it. And we also see devaluements and things. So for example, the Jar of Darkness was like a super fucking stupidly rare thing at Scotizo. It was like a 1 in 2,500 for a Jar of Darkness, and you have to get a fucking full totem, which takes multiple hours to get just to fight him. And I mean, this grind genuinely took like 7,500 hours efficiently to like. It was just something ridiculous. It was like 400 million Slayer XP or something. On average, just to go rate. So if you went like 8 times rate, you're looking at, I don't even know, what is that, 3.2 billion Slayer XP to get it? Something insane.
Wow.
But the cool thing was it has no use. You know, it is truly just a cosmetic. And when it came into the game, some people had a problem with it, but it became a problem when the collection log came out, and then people wanted to green log stuff. So now they're like, okay, we're going to make it reasonable, which again, there's already an argument to say that should have been much more reasonable. But it never needed to be inherently. But now people are like, we want it to be obtainable. And the same thing could potentially go with Third Age. I feel like there is this light pressure. I wouldn't say it's any bit of actual strong pressure at all, but I feel like there is this light pressure to like increase the chance of Third Age in the future because more and more people are getting Clue Scroll locked and they want ways to get Third Age, you know? And so what if... And so there is this weird thing like that. So... That aside, though, the CAs are what I want to kind of focus on a little bit more, which is getting rid of that sort of sandbox feel of like feeling like you can just be whatever type of adventurer you want now with CAs. And this is kind of in line with completionist cape as well. Like people really want a completionist cape, whatever that may look like. And what it does is it just kind of locks you into this system now where you don't even really... You almost feel like you can't play the game unless you've achieved these certain grand like goals. As soon as you've achieved it, it's a never ending. Nope, you got to recomplete it now. Recomplete it. Every single update, it's like you got to recomplete the things where that can be a super annoyance to people. Like it's just very annoying, obnoxious. And it would be on steroids if they came out with a completionist cape version. And a huge detriment to something like a completionist cape. I know that's not even the topic at hand, but I think it kind of just illustrates my argument with CAs a little bit better, just because it is like more extreme. Is if a completionist cape were to ever come out, it discourages people from voting yes to things, which some people could say that's actually a good thing for the game. But like, it would be like, oh, we want to come out with this new low-level boss or low-level skilling method that is going to have a pet and it's going to have some other shit, and people are going to log in that are very, very, very high level maxed, and they don't want anything to do with this minigame, but they know they have to reobtain their completionist cape that they want to flex. And so now they're going to vote no to like these things that could be good for the game because they're like, nope, don't fucking want that, don't want that. And it has like it's just got like bad incentives to like things. And I think CAs, it's not that extreme at all, but I think they just did it in the wrong way where it's just way too many fucking tasks. Like there's already 610, and then in the next 5 years we might be at like 800, you know? And it's just like, here's your whole laundry list that's never ending. You just got to keep doing it if you want to, you know, retain your rewards. But
it's really interesting. It kind of like gives you direction in a way, all these different things. The completionist cape would like tell you what you need to be doing. The clog kind of tells you what you need to be getting. The combat achievements tells you, you know, what you need to be doing at these bosses. They're all like different forms of direction. And I guess like the first thing that came to mind for me was like, I guess that's like kind of what the max cape is, right? Like it kind of like forces this direction of getting 99 in all the skills. So I guess it's kind of like their own form. Like PVM is the Zuckhelm is, you know, the max cape for PVM, and the completionist cape, I guess, would just be the cape for everything to show you did it all. I don't know. I guess.
Sorry to cut you off. There is a healthy way to do it though. Like for example, I think the max cape. Again, there's always an argument against something like a max cape, but I think overwhelmingly, a Maxscape has been good for the game, I think. Even though I have my gripes with it, I think overall it's a good thing. I think overall CAs is a good thing. Overall, all of this stuff is overall a good thing. I think completion escape would be the one thing where I'm like, maybe overall it's a negative. But the cool thing about a Maxscape is like you get it and you're done with it. I mean, yeah, we'll have sailing coming out soon, but that's like after 12, 13 years or whatever of the game's existence, where now it's like, okay, you have to do one more thing. If CAs was like that, where every few years is like a big expansion to it, instead of it being like every month or something, or every 2 months, there's like more shit you have to like reobtain. That would just be a better way to go about it. Cause then it really feels like as soon as you've achieved it, and you don't need to think about it every single update. And I'm one of those few players where like people will disagree with me because CAs, at least at an earlier stage, just feels like you're getting to the next thing. And there's not the sense of having completed it and then having to reobtain it. And I think I'm in a unique position where like I did get Zuck Helmet multiple times, reobtaining it. And it just gets old. It's like, Jesus Christ, can I just play the game without constantly having to do these things like over and over and over? And there's arguments against it. People are like, well, you chose to want it, so you're going to have to keep upkeeping it. But I think there's just a better way about it, which is just space it out way more. And the same thing would be said with a completion escape. If they ever came out with that, keep it very, very broad, where it's just like Zuck Helm, Max Cape, Music Cape, some like everything kind of unlocked, like all emotes unlocked, like very basic stuff that's not like little teeny things like get all the Castle War shit, get all the Trouble Brewing War shit, get all this stuff, like get all this. It's just like, like just keep it basic, so it's not this constant upkeep that's gonna force people into this weird, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Hole.
It's so interesting though, because this is like kind of dabbling on the negative side of the collection log you talked about, where it's like, okay, yeah, it's going to make people not want them to add stuff because they're not going to want to like have to redo stuff. Right. This is like the same conversation right now. And as the Zuck Helm is like a Maxscape for PVM, like you do want it to, I guess, it's fun getting combat achievements. It feels good. Like for me, as someone who is not even slightly considering Zuck Helm, it's just like, oh, I got one. Like, oh, fun. Like, that's really fun, So like you kind of want them to be everywhere. Like you want new content to have them. Like it is a fun thing. But like your point is totally valid, where you're like, well, I don't want to be on this treadmill. Like maybe I don't want to like chase combat achievements constantly. I want it to be like my Max Cape, where I just have my Zuck Helm. Yeah. So like, what if they made it so there's like an activated version of Zuck Helm, and then there's the like a what's a good word for it? Not vintage, but like a grandfathered version of the Zuck Helm. Like you got it in the past, and the activated version has like flames coming off of it or something. You know what I mean? So like once the new combat achievement comes out, you no longer have like the flame version, but you can still wear your Zuck Helm as you've always been able to wear it. It looks the same as it does right now. But then like if you decide to like stay up to date, then you can have this like slight little thing that just shows people around you that you have every combat achievement as of recently. I don't know, just like shooting the shit. But that way, then you're not limiting people to be like, why do we keep getting new combat achievements? What the fuck? Like,
no, I actually love that. Like that was, I think if it was my version of CAs, keep it all how it is. But if you achieve any tier, it's locked in for life. It is what it is. So if you ever achieve easy and you just barely got it, and then all of a sudden new CAs come out, and then you lose the helmet or whatever or not the helmet, the tier, because you just barely drop below it. I doubt that really ever happens with easy, but like let's just say you just achieved elite, and then the very next update a bunch of new CAs come out and you lose it because you're not above that threshold anymore. All of that is eliminated. So as soon as you've achieved any tier, it's locked in for life, regardless if you ever do any more CAs. And the same thing would be done with a Zuck Helm. As soon as you at any point in the game achieve Zuck Helm, it is yours forever. All the rewards are yours forever. And if you want to maintain it, you can, and then maybe you get glowy eyes on the helmet, and that's literally it. It's just a symbol of being up to date. But seriously, I feel like the people that are Zuck Helmet people would like I really feel like most of them do the high level stuff that comes out, and they probably would want the glowy eyes, but I think it's just that constant. It's just, and I see it
You
all the
need
time
to
with.
keep the rewards. Like, I just want to say this really quick before I lose it. Like everything you just said, like, okay, you keep the rewards forever. You have that tier done. You keep the rewards of
Yeah.
having that tier done forever. To anyone who's gonna say no to me, then think about this. Think about this thought experiment. What if every time a new quest came out, you had to go do that quest and then redo the quest cape step of Lumbridge Elite just so you could use your fucking fairy ring without a Draymond staff?
That's a good
That
example.
would drive people insane.
Yep.
Imagine though, every time sorry, you can't use your fairy ring anymore. You haven't done the freaking frog quest in Varlamore. It's
No,
like,
it
what
really,
the fuck?
it
Like,
really
what?
does feel like that. And that's a great example. And I even feel like the quest cape itself, if you ever, I mean, I would literally go this far as to be like, even the quest cape, I feel like you should still be able to wear it, and it only gets trimmed if you've done everything. You could still wear it. You could still use the teleport with it, even if new quests just came out. But you're just not going to get like a trimmed version. I know the trimmed is just if you have also achieved the achievement diary cape, which is a weird way to trim things, I think. But it really is just like that extra trim. I think the visual aspect of being up to date is enough. And I would just like it if it was just that. Achieving something would feel so much more of a reward, because I kid you not, like when I first got GM, it was the greatest feeling ever. It was like, wow, I did it. It's over. I feel so accomplished. And then 3 months later, I have to redo it. And I'm like, okay, well, we're back. Then 3 months later, I have to redo it again. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then like the 8th time I'm redoing it, I'm like, this is so old. I just want to play the game how I want to play it. And I want to have just been locked in. Like, can I just have done it? Can I just be done with this already?
Right.
I don't know.
No, 100%. I totally am on board with what you're saying. I mean, the quest cape, it's kind of the same as the max cape. Like, I feel like, yeah, if a new skill comes out, like you probably should have all the skills done to have the max cape. Like, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like low enough frequency that happens to where it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I agree though with like everything you're saying. Lock in those rewards.
Yeah. It's but again, overall, it's a good thing, and I have to remember that I'm in a very, very small like group of players that like had done. I mean, I don't even play that account with GM. So like right now, CAs are just great. It's just fun. It's just like cool, and I feel zero resentment towards CAs at this point, because I'm not at that point where I have achieved it and then I have to keep re-upping it. So I get that players, whenever they hear this argument from me, are like, this guy's so out of touch. Like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. CAs are great. They're perfect. It's like, just fucking wait till you get to the goal and you did it. And then you have to repeatedly get it back over and over and over and over and over. It's like, God. So I feel like I am. I just sound like a complainer, but it really gets to that point where you do it and you just want to be done with it. So
yeah, right.
It's interesting though, because you see in the early days before there was a max cape, people just played the game to do what they wanted to do. People would just PK, people would skill if they liked to skill, and people would go kill God Wards dungeon bosses if they wanted to do that. It was just like, it was so much more sandboxy. And now we're playing the game where everything's very, very, like, it's getting more and more and more constricted in a way, in a way where it feels like metas are very much, they're very defined.
Objectives. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Which is the opposite of how it was. And that brings me to like such an interesting point, I feel like, because it is getting more and more defined. Like, that is the direction the game has been going. And playing other MMOs as well, because I've always grown up playing other MMOs, like World of Warcraft or Warhammer Online, Age of Reckoning. And those kind of games are like, they really take advantage of like that cut and dry progression system. Like, you get BIS gear, you get max level, and then you get BIS gear, and then it's a new season and you have to restart again. Like, that's pretty much how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like worked for a long time. But now we have all these WoW streamers coming to RuneScape because everyone's tired of this constant content loop. Like, they just want to play the games. They just want to like go PvP or like go do their PVM or whatever they do. So people are coming to RuneScape because they're like, oh, this is so cool. Like, your progress is always locked in. max level is max level. You're not going to have to reset at level 92 every 3 months or whatever. So now like there's this like backswing where people are like interested in RuneScape because of the longevity of your accomplishments and achievements. So as we go deeper down this like very clear goal oriented path, like it does seem like it's been good for the game and people do like to have boxes to check. But the thing is with that checking the box system is, at least in the MMOs I've played, once people check the box, they quit. So I don't know if it's more overall net more retention having this very like clear goal oriented version of RuneScape, or it's probably something in between more though, where it's like better to kind of know that it's good to have clear goals for people to get, but also like you need to keep kind of having that like just strong core of the game that just makes the game fun to play the game. Like it gets dangerous when everything just starts being built around the goals or the destination. Like if everything's always built around the destination, you lose the magic of the journey. And truly, like that's the most important part of RuneScape. We spend so much fucking time on this game to where like if you're just focused on those microseconds of reaching a goal, I mean, you're not enjoying most of the time you're on the game, I guess, So
yeah, it's very clear that it has been a good thing for the game because the game is bigger than it's ever been. I think I just saw a screenshot on Reddit. It was like 248,000 players at once were playing yesterday.
Yeah,
almost 250,000 people online at the same time. Well,
and half of those players were half of those players were crashing me at Silver Ore in Varrock Southwest. Half of those players were, dude. They were all fucking.
they jacked all those free to play worlds and converted them to members worlds. Did you see that? Like,
yeah,
there's too many free to play worlds. Get rid of them. Convert them over to members. I think they did.
We need those for sailing betas. Yeah. Anyways, just had to get a good little punch in the gut in there for a little botting joke.
Yeah, there's botting and just the fucking advertising bots are out of control these days. I've already had my rants on that. It's just, such a stain.
But I do agree that I think the clear objectives have been good to the game, and I think it's really good for people who don't have the same like nostalgia and like life history with RuneScape. Like it does make RuneScape have a way better appeal from like first glance.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you, because I feel like we are slightly different in this, but I feel like at the same time, there's like a part of you that wishes you could just play like one account at a time. My question is like alting versus one account at a time. What's the best way to play? Do you kind of envy the idea of only having obsessed with one account so you could always just put in all your energy and effort into one? Or do you like where you're at where there does feel like there's this continuous progress between two?
No, I hate it. I wish I just played one for sure all the way.
You just can't. You just can't disconnect from it.
Yeah, unfortunately, like I always just played one account. That's always how I've been until I made my free to play UIM like 4 years ago or something. And that was the first time, not 4 years ago. It was probably more like 5.5 years ago. But it was the first time where I felt like my priorities were split on RuneScape, and it sucks. It sucks so bad having split priorities on this game because you can't. I love the really high intensity methods. I love like getting super locked in on one thing. And like when I'm playing two accounts, I'm always having to break away and like break out of what I'm doing. And I actually really don't like that at all. So yeah, it's wild that I am doing it, but because that's never been my play style. I think the game is way better when you're just fully locked in on one thing. That's why I quit playing a main, because I didn't want to alt. I didn't want to make money on the side all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of ass backwards that I'm doing this now, but I don't know if there's really an end in sight for it for me because of the difference. Like free to play UIM is like the skiller in me. It's just the pure sense of, so first, like one of my notes is like, I think what RuneScape does better than any other MMO is the sense of character progression. It's just so rich. You can sink thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in and still not come even close to completing the game. So like where you choose to invest your time is like an expression of your personality and the person you are. And I think free to play UIM is like really reflective of the kind of person you are and what your play style is. And it's just like a really cool kind of like building like a tower to your RuneScape skilling identity. And it's like a really long-term grind, and it's just a cool thing to have in your quiver. And honestly, like if I wasn't a content creator, I probably wouldn't have even started messing around with the pay to play or with PVM. I'd probably just skill on my free to play if I was just like working 9 to 5 and then coming home and getting a couple hours in. I'd probably just play the free to play. But the reason I play both is because the pay to play UIM, the game just has so much to explore now, and there's so much to do, and there's so many different little things you can use to optimize your routes around the game and optimize all the different skilling activities and so many different setups, and there's just so much stuff now, and like the world is huge. So the reason I keep playing the play to play is because it's like, well, it's actually pretty cool. Like the world of RuneScape is pretty cool, and I feel like a UIM is like a really cool way to explore it all and just kind of get a little taste of everything. So I feel like I'm kind of on like a clear progress path with my free to play, which is just I want to have as high of a rune crafting, smithing, and prayer level as possible. And I have years and years to slowly just gain those experiences, and it's just like I just think that account is like I feel very proud of it. You know what I mean? And then the pay to play is like, I'm just playing for fun. Like, this is just fun. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm just doing what's fun. And I'm just going to enjoy it, because a lot of the integrity for the game has gone totally out the window for pay to play. So I just don't even really care about skilling achievements on it as much anymore. No doubt, like people who do have crazy accounts on UIMs or any account, 100% should feel proud of it. 200 mil all, whatever. Those guys are crazy. They're doing incredible things. Their accounts are incredible. But for me, it just feels like if I'm going to want to make like just serious account progress, like free to play is the best for that. And I think pay to play is best just to be enjoyed for the content that it has to offer and navigating it the way you want to. So the reason I play both is because they're two totally different ways to play RuneScape. And I enjoy them both for like their own thing. So unfortunately, I am an alter.
Stuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's a good way to look at it too, because I think I'd still be playing Sae Bae, like my main iron, consistently if there wasn't so much continuous like change with members. I think because the reason I loved that account so much was the constant progression and the building of the account and everything, but it felt like there was just so much devaluement that was happening. Yeah, and there's among other reasons as well, but it really does feel like the more time I would put into that, it's just eventually going to get devalued. I mean, we just saw it like a couple months ago with like the Duke changes. They just completely revamped the Duke fight. By the way, I just need to say this: are you playing right now? Like online?
Yeah, dude. I just disconnected like over 4 times. I'm hanging out at Flesh Crawlers.
Every world is DCing apparently.
No shit.
Yeah, because I looked at like the world. Oh yeah, it says here, RuneScape just tweeted out. They say we're investigating recent world issues that arose in the last 30 minutes. Whilst our investigations are still ongoing, we believe we are being targeted by direct network attacks, leading to connectivity issues impacting some worlds. Thank you for your patience as we work to maintain stability. Keep you updated.
That's why we need rollbacks for the hardcore world.
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, what are you saying?
No, but I appreciate free to play because of that 5 years down the line, there's not going to be many things that have changed. Like I know forestry was like a pretty big change, and maybe some other things had changed.
Ogresses were huge. Mm-hmm. Run energy changes were pretty decent. Not as impactful as I think people thought it was going to be. But like Rune Sim's still best in slot. Rune Axe still have to smith it yourself.
True.
Like freaking no, you're totally right. Like it has a stable core.
Yeah, because I was doing like Duke, and Duke got just a full revamp a couple months ago. I had killed like 8,000 Duke or something, which was just a complete slog of a grind. I enjoyed it. I mean, I actually enjoyed that. I think it's kind of like where you start enjoying things that other people don't enjoy, like you with rune crafting. It's just like you almost want to enjoy the things that people despise. Like I'm like it's like the inner hipster, it's like I'm gonna
I was gonna say it.
It really is. And I have that, and like it was like Duke was fun. I wanted the pet's the best pet in the game, and Same thing with Nightmare. I mean, I did like 1,200 hours of Nightmare just for it to be vastly, vastly devalued, which I think is ultimately healthy for the game. But it still just feels like you can't pour too much into this game because it's eventually going to come back to bite you because it's just everything's going to get devalued. So you have to play the members, like you said, as just pure fun, entertainment, just play it as it is. And then with the free to play, you can take it more seriously because you feel like things aren't going to get as devalued. And it is a long-term like goal progression thing.
Yeah, you feel locked in with your progress and you feel like, like confident that you can stay proud of it versus like free to play is just not being changed at all because it's just free to play. Jagex doesn't care about free to play. And we could start getting into like there was like some JMod interaction with the Reddit community. What would you guys like to see change with free to play and all kinds of stuff because of all the new players?
What did you think about
they're
that?
like starting to like figure out how to like hook people from free to play. So they're planning on making changes to free to play and like revamping it to like hook people more. But before I get into that, I was just going to say that like with pay to play, the changes that they're making in pay to play, they're not catering to the skillers. They're not catering to the highest end players. There are things that 100% do, and they are definitely doing things for them. But all like the hot fixes and changes and stuff like that, ultimately, they're just trying to make the game more enjoyable to play to your average person because that's like
vast
what makes them their money. Yeah, and that's what makes them money. It's a business, and it's just going to continue to be optimized for what is the most fun, with a reasonable amount of time, not 15 hours a day to invest. Like, so that's what the game is changing towards. And that's why I'm like thankful I'm a UIM because like I think I still feel like I want to keep progressing that account because without a bank, like it still is. I don't know. It's even though everything's becoming way easier, it just makes UIM easier, but also makes it feel really like flowy and fun. And it forces you to constantly interact with everything. And as the quality of life increases, it's like easier to constantly interact with everything and navigate around. And like, so I'm just like, yeah, I'm just going to play it for the way that their target audience is playing it, which is just have as much fun as possible while you're doing it. And like, don't get too sweaty. And I'm honestly loving it. I'm having so much fun. It's like such a different play style for me because I'm always like super tick manipulator guy, trying to get as much XP as possible, like blah blah blah. And now I'm just like vibing. Maybe it's just me getting old, but
also
it's
is
fun.
age. It is.
Yeah,
I'm just vibing at this point too. And I was always a person that just never wanted to like think about making a new account. And bro, like making new accounts is fucking awesome.
Squat cam
is this has been so much fun, like straight up. It is literally no different than like how I originally played Sae Bae. It's just a classic Ironman, no restrictions. I mean, the game is way different than it was in like 2017. But bro, it's so fun unlocking the next thing and getting that next PVM, like the next Slayer item that you want. I got a bludgeon on this account. I got the Noxious Halley. I got like I'm going for Yama and stuff, and now I'm at Hydra. I just hit 95 Slayer. It's just like everything is so fun where I didn't experience that with Sae Bae because I already have everything. Everything's like pet hunts and just this bullshit, and everything's done with max gear, max stats, and it just gets old. It's like, dude, I want some shitty gear again that I'm like trying to upgrade. Like,
right.
And
I'm right in that. I'm right in that like just max dopamine progression right now too, where it's so like good. I just got my crystal and now like I had to go DKs for my dragon axe so I could do mahogany homes, and then I'm going to get the con cape for unlimited POH telly tabs, and then I'm going to go do quest cape for Lumbridge Elite, and then I'm going to get my Zenites, and then I'm going to do like Slayer scuffed raids and whatever, and it's like everything is just like unlock, complete, like constant go. It's like literally so fun, it's so crazy right now, like so action packed. It's dopamine city, dude.
It's a good spot to be in. It's I know like so many of my friends right now are like super addicted, and we say it a lot. Jagex coined it as the platinum age. I was just like, I think we're still in the golden age, even though the game's not perfect. I am enjoying the game as is right now more than I think I ever have, besides just like, I don't know, maybe my most like peak personal degeneracy times where it was just like the game was everything. Besides maybe those few addictions that I've had in my life, like this right now is like I love the game. Like I love where it's at, even though it's not perfect. It's still got like so many things I love.
Dude, totally agree. It's amazing right now. And respect to you, dude. That's so cool. I mean, you've stuck with it, you know. I mean, you haven't taken a break, right, from content creation and RuneScape since you started?
No, yeah, 6.5 years. I mean, I've taken breaks from streaming. I'm currently on kind of a little hiatus from streaming. But no, I mean, when it comes to gaming, like I think I've taken maybe a week off, like maybe a week and a half, maybe like 10 days off.
Not
of
even
RuneScape.
enough worth mentioning, dude.
Yeah, it's just like
a
such a, I mean, that's
period,
a massive
like,
amount to take 10 days off of not playing RuneScape. But like, I think that's like the most I've done since I really got back into old school. And yeah, I love the game, and it's such a good position to be in, to be obsessed with RuneScape when it is the game I stream. Because man, if I didn't absolutely like obsess over this game, it would be very hard, I think, to play one game as a content creator. You know what I mean?
Yep, definitely.
But knowing I want to play this in my free time is like a good sign.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's so cool that you've maintained to curate your love for the game over all that time, because it is easy to lose it.
It is.
I think when it's all you're doing.
And content creation is another one of those things where it's like it's the dream, and then you do it and you start seeing some negatives that can happen in your life if you're not careful, if you're not like keeping an eye out for like your physical health, for example, or just isolating yourself and not going out as much. And there's these little things. And then when money starts getting involved with content creation, it's just stressful as hell. Because then it's like you can't even enjoy yourself because you're almost like, just, I got to pay the bills, and that's not fun.
Yeah.
So you got to like,
right.
It's so hard to just stay grounded, it feels like. But that goes with anything.
I know. Yeah, kind of, but especially on the money thing, like it's not like you're just showing up and you're clocking in. It's very different. So I have like a good amount of savings so it'll last me for like a solid like 1 year push, or like, you know, comfortably. And then I could probably keep going for like another year, but then I'd start kind of like looking at my savings, definitely a little scared. Which I built myself this base so I could like come at it from a pure perspective, because once you start really worrying about your metrics and like your performance, and you feel like you need to do good because you need to grow, because you need to pay your rent, it's like it just really quickly goes from like a form of art and self-expression to like this cookie cutter bullshit that sucks.
Yeah. It's a good thing you already know that as well, going back into it. Like, you know, the pitfalls. And it's
I've been in the trenches for sure. So now I feel like I can try to stay above water and just see if I get lucky or not, basically. If I'm capable.
Let me ask you this. This is something you mentioned in our DM, which was master entertainer versus master gamer. So, like, pretty much, at least how I see it is like, what's more important when it comes to content creation? Is it being a pro at the game, or is it being a pro at actual entertaining people?
Yeah, and I think it's almost like you could go it's almost like two different builds. I think it could be, you know, two different builds. Like you can look at like the very top level players. Like I think the most extreme example is Wooks. He literally only shows up when there's new content to be done, you know, and he shows up at the very beginning, and like people watch him not to hear the 5 words he says, even though like that's awesome. Like everyone's stoked when he says something, but it's the reason it's impactful when he says something is because of like his reputation as a RuneScape player. Like he's like such a talented player, and he's so good and advanced with figuring out mechanics. Versus like the true entertainer, you know, which is like an example. This is so out there, you're totally not going to know who this is, but I found this guy who just like blows up YouTube shorts like crazy, playing Escape from Tarkov. Like I never have played that game ever, never watched the content. He just showed up in my shorts because his videos are just going crazy. He's called Burnt Peanut, and he's literally like, he's what do they call it when you have like a animated character that speaks on stream? Like it's not actually you. Like a VTuber.
VTuber,
yeah. He's like a peanut, like this funny ass looking peanut, and it's like hat always changes, and he has like a hilarious voice he uses, and he just has like he's just like always in character, you know, he's just always like just like role playing in a sense in that game, and it's so funny to watch. And I like went and watched his stream, and it's like, dude, the guy's freaking sub alerts are so dialed, they're hilarious. Like when he does certain things with his head, like certain effects pop up on screen, and it's like, holy shit, this is like true entertainment. You know, this isn't just someone playing video games. Like this is well thought all the way around the whole deal. And I think it's interesting to think about Twitch and like the possibilities for streaming, because it's very easy to just be bare bones, which is what I am. I'm like super bare bones. And but I'm also not Wooks, you know? So it's like I need to, you know, I have like niche knowledge as a long-term UIM player. Like I do have like my niche kind of, but like I definitely think that I could step it up as far as like my stream entertainment factor goes, because I have like 6 emotes, you know, like it's like I have like nothing. It's just so bare bones. So I guess I put that in there just to kind of be like, you know, what are your thoughts on those two things? And like I think the one that I'm most interested in is like the entertainer style, because I think that's more relatable for me and probably for most people who are streaming. You know, everyone has like their level of skill and their level of thing, but not everyone's going to be an exact or a mutts or whatever. Like you're going to be a blend of the gaming plus the entertainer aspect. And that's why I think speaking on the entertainer side is interesting, because everyone's already the gamer. So what people could work on is the entertainment side. And you know, I think to give a couple examples of people in the community that I think do really well with the entertainment side is like I think I'd start out with you know, talented player, really amazing account, super progressed. People don't give him credit for how badass his account is and everything, but like it's Will, like the dude's fucking hilarious, dude. He's got like a different bit every stream, you know. I feel like he has a notepad of like bits to bring up when he's streaming. He's just funny as fuck. Like very talented as an entertainer, whether he means to be or not. I think he does. Like he's good. You know.
Because like this is actually a name that gets brought up a lot. It literally is, it's Will, but he has so much going for him because he's grown his audience, where he goes live and there's instantly 200 people that are literally like feeding him content. I mean, it's just pure like his audience is so engaged where he doesn't even need to have a bit prepared. He could just literally lean into what his chat is saying, and he can pick and choose which messages it is that are funny and hilarious. And like there's almost like a competition in the chat. It's the same thing with like YouTube Shorts comments. The first ones you see are the funniest things that you've seen, because like it's sorted by like who just said the funniest thing, and there's actually like a competition to be the funniest in the comments. So Will's chat is a competition for his viewers to like be as funny and hilarious and witty as possible, and then he just gets to feed on that. Whereas if it was Will that just started streaming with the same humor and the same everything, but he only had 5 viewers, and then a 6th viewer comes in and starts saying, "Oh, my mom passed away today," and it's just that message is now sitting there for 25 minutes, and it's just like he's trying to have a fucking entertaining stream that has music bumping, and now he's just got some guy that just said like the worst news ever with nothing to cover it up. It's just like, Jesus Christ. God. Like there's nothing you can do in that situation other than, and so he's got so much writing with that stream, and that's the snowball effect of Twitch as well. It's like as soon as you get up there, more people are attracted to the stream, more people go in to compete for being witty and funny, and you don't need to read everything.
Yes. But really quick before we move too far from it, when you mentioned him being 5 viewers, when I started streaming, you know, 7 years ago, and Will was one of the first streamers that I saw, I feel like, and I think he had like 65 viewers, 75 viewers on average. Like, you know, probably maybe I occasionally up in the 90s or whatever. Dude, his chat was the same though. It's always fucking hilarious. Like the banter between him and his chat is epic. I think he was still sub 100 viewers on average, And he had his chat doing like these hilarious Photoshop things and like these competitions, and like he's just built different, dude. He knows how to like make things that way versus like me, I'll just be sitting there talking about someone's life for like 45 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that's like the entertainer difference. And I think definitely that's something I need to work on a little bit. Whereas I love people, I'm super empathetic, and I want to like think about life with you because I'm like super thoughtful about my own life and my decisions I make. So like that's part of my brand and who I am, no doubt about it. But like, yeah, dude, Will and his stream, funny as fuck. But I think you have to give all the credit to Will for like creating the culture from day one that it's like always been that way.
Totally. And
incredible.
he was already involved in Twitch heavily. Like he was like Hey Jace's mod for a while, and people knew it's Will. And then when he started streaming, he already had like a bunch of people that kind of knew him already, and so he was able to kind of jump on that thing because he had already been working as like getting his name out there before he even became a streamer, and that helped. And he was getting involved, and like he knew the Twitch culture before he even jumped in as a streamer. So
I want to step in, I guess, to like add more like a positive affirmation to what you're saying. Like, as I like have thought a lot about the content oversaturation for anything, not just RuneScape, anything, everything has been made, you know, every different little thing has been done. Like it's very rare to have like a one of a kind thing anymore. I mean, they exist, I guess, but then you make that video and all of a sudden there's 50 other people doing it or whatever. My point is there's like a huge sea of content out there and everything's been done. So I see like the basic progress of my like, you know, 2.1K Ultimate Ironman like not being that interesting compared to what it seems like is doing really well out there is people like watching people like watching people be people. They like hearing about people's experience being a person, you know, like that like so much of what's getting recommended to me on Instagram or YouTube Shorts is like people interviewing random people in a gym or like running into people in the streets or like Jimmy's content with his free-to-play stuff, interacting with the people on World 301.
Yes.
Like people love watching people talk with people. Like that's ultimately what is truly unique. It's like humans, like each individual human is unique. So I feel like that's like what hits now. That's what's still unique. That's what still feels fresh. And I think that's why so many people are watching fucking Soda Poppin' click on a random place of water because he thinks it's a fishing spot, but it's just water. You can't just fish anywhere. But like people are going crazy to watch this guy do this shit. Or they're going crazy to watch this guy call a furnace a schmelter. Like it's hilarious, dude. But like people they just like watching people and watching genuine human shit. So I want to like really tap into that.
Yeah.
Whether it's commentary on the human experience or, you know, in like a video essay style or like what I was talking about doing like scuffed raids with different people and just the organic fuckery that happens in that experience.
Yes. It reminds me of those settled videos or like even like Framed or Jimmy when it's like you just see like kind of like off the cuff them in a Discord call. Just like all the best moments sort of just like cut into the video.
Oh, so funny.
Like that's the kind of stuff that I mean, Uberu, Sekon, and I did a little like raid together, just a random raid at night. And then Uberu decided to record it. And he just made a full-on video of like our best moments in the raid, and it was just a one-off banger video. I'm like, Jesus, like if we were to just do this, like almost like weekly, like this would be so cool and fun, and it's just so simple, and it's like actual, just it's organic. It's just like this is what it is, and you just compile it together. Because that's the other thing, like you could live stream it, and then you could edit it into like a nice little montage type thing.
Yeah, and then it's hilarious. And one person I will put a shout out to right now, at Prison Joe, what is it? TOB Tuesdays?
Top Tuesdays, yep.
Top Tuesdays, dude. Awesome. Him and his Odablock episode, whoever edited that, does he edit those? Or
no, Saint Tits edits them, which is also like the editor of like Based After Dark, if you've listened to that podcast.
the Odoblock episode gave me Eric Andre vibes. I don't know if you ever watched that show,
Oh
but it
yeah,
was
no,
the
no,
most
he leans into that like
it was the most chaotic, fucking hilarious shit ever. It's like, obviously, I'm happy we're having this podcast on this format because we're like, deep thinking about everything and life and content. And like, this is perfect for this. But like, that shit is hilarious for just pulling the bullshittery out of people. It is so funny, man. He is amazing. He does great with that. I love it.
It literally has to be Prison Joe too, because Jesus Christ, like the amount of cringe I would feel to ask these questions and then to remain silent until they answer. Dude, did you see the Alfie episode on Top Tuesday?
No, I haven't.
Don't even watch it. Just don't. It made me cringe so hard. So hard. Like, it's hilarious, but it's just like, how can you sit here with this uncomfortable silence sitting here like this? Like, I don't get it. So like, he's one of a kind where he can do it. He just embraces it. He embraces the awkward. Like, that's what he's leaning into. And I'm like, dude, keep doing that, because it's so uncomfortable that it's just hilarious.
No, he's fucking crushing it with that. Yeah. I think it's amazing. I'm surprised he's doesn't have more of a subscriber base and whatever. But I guess RuneScape is just kind of niche. That's like the problem.
And I also think as well, it really is just getting, like, putting more and more out there. Like, give it another year, give it another 2 years. If he keeps doing this, it like snowballs into something huge, where I feel like in the early days of YouTube, before you've hit like 30K subs, it's really like kind of that boiling pot where like maybe this could go somewhere, maybe it'll just kind of die off. But as soon as you hit that stage and then you get a few videos that pop off, people then look back at your other videos and then realize, oh, I want to subscribe. And then it's just like this huge growth. At least I've seen that with other creators. Like, they jump up from like 30,000 to 100,000 subs within like months. It feels like, it's like, what the fuck just happened here?
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it could happen.
His stuff's quality.
Definitely. It is, and it's unique.
And he
like
scripts it. He takes so much time into it, and then it's edited, I guess, can I say professionally? I mean, it's edited by somebody that knows what they're doing. St. Ted's knows the comedic time, and I think they collaborate together in the editing process. So like, they'll be like, okay, I want this to be like this, and throw this in there, and they work on it together, and it's just cool. It comes out a really just funny, awkward, like, finished project, which is fucking hilarious every time.
And it's kind of like the only YouTube or RuneScaper that's like creating this kind of like human type content that I'm talking about, that you'd see on like TikTok or like Instagram Reels or something, you know? Like, there's not a lot of content like this in RuneScape at all.
It's perfect for it, dude. Prison Joe has something where you could make 20 shorts from each episode. You really could.
Yeah.
Easily. You literally just pull a 30-second clip of something hilarious, and it just happens every few minutes, and it's just every minute, and just literally flood your content with it. Like, you just make a TikTok and just flood this stuff with it. Like, that is how he could grow it. It's much more difficult with an audio only sort of podcast format that I have, because if I want to make a short, which I have before, it takes so many more visual elements to be stimulating enough for like somebody to watch the whole short through, you know?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
but
he's got
full manual.
Yeah, he's got the facial expressions and everything ready to go whenever you make a short. That's just
and it's already edited tight.
Yep,
it's already edited tight in the full length video. Like, you could literally just snippet it how they already edited, and then bring it down to the correct aspect ratio, and bam.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got it going. So let me ask, as we kind of wrap things up, I want to ask, like, first of all, what are some of the best updates you've seen in the game just over the past year or two, I guess? And then where do you see the game in the next like 5 years?
Best updates? Oh man, there's so much stuff. I'm gonna miss things, but I also could say a lot of things that would turn the UIM community against me. I really wish they didn't add this, but it sure is nice putting things in my looting bag in Pharaoh's Enclave. I'm not gonna lie, that's fucking insane.
Oh yeah.
But I wish they didn't add it for integrity's sake. I hate that, but man, it's amazing.
I feel like that was not even as a UIM. I thought that was an amazing update simply because how unnecessarily risky it was to just step out in the wilderness, just briefly, just to bag something like that. That was a great update. And I was like, honestly, if I was a UIM, I'd be just clapping.
What a game changer. Yeah, no, I don't know. I appreciate the convenience. I didn't vote yes or no. I don't know if there's even a poll, but also fletching minigame fucking kicks ass. Fuck
It
yeah.
does. It
Let's
does.
go. That shit's so good, dude. Like I've always been broke on my UIM because I've never done PVM until now. So my fletching options were always fletching bows and dropping them. Which is so stupid. Talk about the lamest thing ever. Now, like, I can go to this beautiful area, which, like, growing up, one of my favorite activities was finding a isolated willow tree to just go cut and drop the logs in a peaceful, beautiful place. And now, like, they literally did that as a mini game for fletching. They didn't make it instanced. It's in the whole world. It's you have to move around. There's plenty of trees, so you can do all your cutting there. You can AFK, you can 3-tick, you can bring your own logs, you can have noted logs. It's like you have a shit ton of options. You can teleport to your fairy ring and use the fairy ring to reset where you're at in the cycle. There's so much diversity. There's so many options for how you approach it. Dude, I fucking love it. They did great. It is so cool.
Paradise, actually, now that I think about it.
I was
just thinking about it as a normal Ironman, but yeah, UIM, just gotta fucking love it.
Dude, it just, I get it. A lot of, like, the UIM mentality, for the record, is go get your fletching knife, never go there again. That's like that's the EHP mentality with it. You're just supposed to do broadheads still, because it's just like people gave me tons of shit for doing 80 to 99 farming at Tithe Farm before all the quality of life stuff, by the way. Because it's like, hey, that's a 0-time skill. I can't believe you just wasted all that time doing that. And they say the same thing about the fletching minigame. But dude, like I said, I'm just vibing now. If I enjoy being somewhere, I enjoy the sound effects. I enjoy how the world looks around me. I enjoy the activity. And I'm still getting pretty solid XP. Like, major win, dude. Fletching minigame, so fucking cool. It hit me right in the nostalgia spot while still being relevant. So awesome. Stoked.
And I'm guessing, yeah, you haven't touched any of I haven't even touched the Delve boss yet, but I've seen, I've heard amazing things. And then I've also heard, Yama, I have touched, probably done like 130 KC. That place is that is such a fun fight. Like, holy shit,
really?
They nailed it. Yeah. And it's not exhausting. As soon as you have, again, it's a little bit different for UIM, but if you have an Ember Light, get your Tormented Synapse, put it on your Arc Light, and you're good to go at that point. As long as you have pretty high stats, go in there with a duo partner. They'll carry you with everything else. Hopefully you get somebody. I mean, you're a streamer, so you'll find somebody that'll carry you. But carry as in literally just like bring a Purging Staff in case your DPS isn't enough. But having an Ember Light alone is going to just be just so much fucking fun. It's so chill. It's not even like sweaty. Like, the more you do it, like Mod Arcane said it perfectly during that like Rune Fest where they were announcing Yama, and he said this is going to be something that, because Mod Arcane has learned over time with like Toa, that shit is exhausting doing long term. And with this, he wanted to come out with something that's difficult at first and then becomes brain off after 100 KC, where it's just like you're just going through the kills, enjoying your time, and it's just a great experience. It's so good.
Yeah. And people might say brain off. How could they call this hard content? I know there's a lot of upset about that, blah, blah, blah. But like, the reason I've always played RuneScape, it goes back to me talking about skilling, is for that sake of flow and just like enjoying getting into the rhythm and doing it for a long period of time and just locking in. So that sounds awesome to me. It sounds like something I'd really like.
Yeah.
I love that.
And yeah, I don't know if you'd ever need like Oathplate. I don't know, like the whole UIM sort of.
Dude, Oathplate is storable, bro.
Oh
it's
my
so
god,
worth it,
yeah,
dude.
you need
it's
that
so
shit.
worth it. I don't know if I'll ever get it, but I mean, I definitely might. We'll see.
Yeah.
So,
it's fun as fuck.
It's insane.
Never do it.
I'm sure we'll get there. Ways to go, though. Ways to go. I got to get 99 con, and then we got a few other things, and then that might be in the future. So
yeah. So I guess two like little things about that last question I want to ask about like the next 5 years. So like do you see the game becoming even better than it is? Let's just say 2030. The year's now 2030. Is the game thriving more, or has it kind of died down a little bit? And then I want to ask, like, what in your vision will have made the game better? Like, just, is there anything in particular you would like to see the game get, or something, or like, now the game's improved in this way? Like, is there anything specific that you could think of that would make the game better in the next 5 years?
Okay, so I think the game right now is at a critical apex. It could go two ways from where it is right now. The reason it's so perfect is because they've done a good enough job keeping old content relevant and keeping, skilling grinds and stuff like that still feeling like something you can still be proud of. Like, achievements still feel valuable right now. Like, things don't feel too devalued. Obviously, things have got a lot easier, but you still have to work for it. And there's still a lot to be proud of, while also simultaneously focusing on making the game smoother and more fun to play. And like, you're seeing this with just like having more engaging boss fights, more engaging skilling. So they're keeping it engaging. They're keeping it interesting. They're also keeping skills and XP valuable. Now, moving forward, I think what could kill it all is if they make it just feel Toontown. If you eliminate the sense of character progression in RuneScape, the game is instantly dead. It's done. It's over. No matter how fun anyone might say this game is, if you didn't feel a sense of pride towards your achievements or your collection logs or your PVM shit or your skilling shit, you would not play this game. This game is tied. Yes, the content of what you're actually doing has to be enjoyable, but it has to be equally rewarding from a character progression standpoint. So I think that if they devalue the character progression aspect any more than they already have, and they continue to move in that direction, we're going to be in a really bad place. But I think if they can continue to maintain some sense of integrity for character progression while still adding fun, engaging content, then this game can go on forever. Where they're actually going to go with it, I'm not sure. But from what they've done so far, they've continued to make the game more fun, more engaging, less click and wait, with click and wait options, obviously, but less quick click and wait, more moving around, more action packed. And it still feels like RuneScape, not to the same sense as in 07 when we were when it would originally release in, 2012, 2014, whatever,
13,
when Acid Soul was 13. Yeah, when Acid Soul was doing 200 mil mining. Like, we're not there anymore. We're far from there. But the achievements still do feel valuable. So I'm excited to see if they can hang on to holding the best sense of character progression as things go forward in 5 years. We've made it this far, though, so I'm not going to doubt it. I believe it.
I think if the team stays intact, which it really sounds like, whoever's the higher ups value the old school team right now, and I hope they continually pay them what they're worth so they don't have reasons to leave. Because right now, the team that's working on old school right now is just so good, so in touch, so knowing so well, like the pitfalls that are everywhere that you could fall into. I think they, as long as that team stays around, I think the next 5 years easily will be in a potentially even better place, which I would hope. And
I agree. I think that they've already moved in that direction. Like, to go back to the fletching minigame, it implements other aspects of the game into a new place, and it keeps it feeling cohesive with the game world versus creating like a Guardians of the Rift completely isolated minigame. Like, I really want to see way less instance content, whether it's PVM, skilling, anything. Get rid of the instances, put it in the real world, make it feel like a part of the world, make it interact with other parts of the world. That way it still feels like a world. I think that's going to be huge. And seeing how that they've done that with Varlamore, I'm like, hell yeah, I think if they keep going in this direction, this game is just going to go bonkers out of control more than anyone could believe.
Well, Troh, this has been really fucking fun. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
have all your links down in the description, your Twitch and your YouTube and your Twitter. I want to ask though, when can people expect you to be live on Twitch if they want to check you out?
So 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Pretty much 5 days a week. I'm always on there. The days kind of vary a little bit, but usually my days off are Thursday and Sunday. But that's been kind of changing a bit lately. So, but yeah, 12 p.m. PST to 8 p.m. PST typically.
Cool. Is there anything that you can share about upcoming YouTube content?
Just that it's gonna be probably more than just the progress video. It's probably gonna be something to do, something introspective maybe. I don't know. I really can't until I make one, but there's gonna be content. It will be coming.
Hell yeah.
About the pay-to-play UIM and the free-to-play UIM. I think I'll find a place for both of them on there. The pay-to-play will probably be a little bit more focused on the content, and the free-to-play will probably be a little bit more just thinking about life and why we do the crazy things that we do. Even though people think that me playing a free-to-play UIM is comparable to staring and watching paint dry, I think that video will be there to explain why we do these weird things.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it, honestly, and this has just been great, dude. It's nice talking to a fellow Oregonian. This is the time just flew by, and we'll have to run it back at some point, man. You know, you're a full-time content creator for the next year or two, so I'll have to get you back on again and see how things are going in a little bit. So thank you for your time today, man.
Dude, I'm so humbled to be on here. That's like it's so nice of you. Thank you for sharing your podcast expertise with me to get me talking and have all these different things. Like, just excellent job, freaking keeping it moving, dude. It's awesome. I'm so stoked to be here. Feel so humbled to be on this podcast next to so many legendary people. So thank you, dude. It's amazing. This was so fun.